Hi, welcome to the channel. Jay, and this is our 2 cents. We talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. In today's live, we will be discussing Jerron Boots Ennis. Is he a hype job or the boogeyman? Why fans want ZEPEDA next? And EUBANK versus Conor being a big fight? But before we do that, make sure you punch that like and subscribe button, and make sure you let me know and drop it below your 2 cents as I go throughout the live stream. You could drop your 2 cents in the chat. You could call in, or you could click the link when I drop it and come on the panel and give your 2 cents. Shout out to everybody that's joining me tonight for 2 cents after dark. What has been going on in the boxing world? I didn't watch too much boxing content today. I watched a few things, but not too much because I was busy pretty much most of the day. But it just seems like this Shakur Stevenson situation is getting more and more messy. Is it getting more and more messy, or is it getting more and more clear? I can't decide where we really at with that. And I can't understand why it seems like Eddie Hearn don't be trying to make fights with Oscar De La Hoya. I'm gonna be up with that. I watched the interview with Eddie Hearn, and he like, I know I'm just jumping right into it, but how y'all doing this fine Tuesday night? How has y'all day been? Some of y'all at work, some of y'all at the crib in the bed listening. What y'all got going on? Let me know what's up. But I watched the interview with Eddie Hearn, and Eddie Hearn like they signed a 2-fight deal, and he still, I guess, owe him a fight, and he don't know nothing about his deal with Lou DiBella. And I'm not sitting here acting like I'm knowing what's going on because I don't. I'm just putting some pieces together based off the things that I hear. If y'all know something, let me know and drop it below. Because one thing I got to get clear about my channel, right? I think a lot of people get it mixed up. So I'm just going to clarify. If you're listening to the replay of this live, be sure to drop a super thanks in the chat, or you can hit the Cash App at 2 cents boxing. Be sure to help support the channel, and make sure you let me know and drop it below your 2 cents if you're listening to the replay. So I'm not a breaking news channel. I'm not a news channel. I'm not a come listen to me, I know what I'm talking about channel. I'm not that type. I'm not a tabloid channel. I'm none of that. I'm not that type of channel. This channel is for me to get together with people and to discuss our opinions about the narratives and stories and things that are going on in boxing. That's what this channel is. So it's a lot of people that be trying to say, I don't know what I'm talking about, and da 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 da. Listen, you entitled to your own opinion. If you think I don't know what I'm talking about, just come over here and tell me I don't know what I'm talking. Tell me what I don't know that I'm talking about. That's the type of platform it is. So I just want to clear that up because I don't know. It's like, I don't know if there's like a need to be right in these YouTube streets when none of us don't really know what's going on. Like, we're literally all just coming to conclusions based off the information that we have. Some of us have sources and we're able to get better information and more quote unquote reliable information. And other of us just watch videos and listen to stuff and read articles and do all that other stuff and put 2 and 2 together and come up with an opinion. It's not that hard. I mean, that's what we do. But the thing I'm really confused about the Shakur Stevenson situation is I thought he was a free agent. And I know y'all like, he a free agent, right? He a free agent. He a free agent. But I don't understand why he would have to leave from Eddie Hearn. He got a 2-fight deal with Eddie Hearn, allegedly. He's done 1 fight. I'm hearing there's a pay to fight count as the second fight, and then they're gonna be done. I'm hearing Eddie Hearn don't got nothing to do with this fight. He owe Eddie Hearn a fight after this one, and then they gonna be done. I'm hearing a whole bunch of different things. And then I'm hearing, okay, he went to Lou DiBella for the ZEPEDA fight, but I'm just like, if you a free agent, why do you keep signing to people? Am I tripping with that? Y'all get what I'm saying? Like, you went from Eddie Hearn and you alluded, like, why you and Jay Prince just don't go negotiate the deals yourself or get y'all lawyers or however y'all do it? That's what I'm like. Why we and because now it's like, okay, now you allude to Bella and then you gonna have to go back to Eddie Hearn. Like, you not being free really. But I don't know. That's just what I got from it. So apparently he's with Lou DiBella for the Zepeda fight. And I just don't understand, like, what's so difficult about getting this fight done. Like, and it's really hard. Like, I know a lot of people want to talk shit about Shakur because they feel how they feel, but we got to be objective here. Look at the characters involved. We got Eddie Hearn and we got Oscar De La Hoya, right? So Shakur Stevenson comes online throwing a fit, which he shouldn't have done. I agree. Because there was a quote unquote misunderstanding. But how often does Eddie Hearn keep having communications and misunderstanding with these fighters. We seen them have miscommunications and misunderstandings with Jerron Boots Ennis to the point where Jerron had to come out and be like, "Hey, if you don't hear from me, it ain't nothing. Just listen to me, goddamn. You know what I'm saying? Listen to me what I'm saying." And so then I don't know if they had a misunderstanding between Eddie and Shakur. I'm just assuming based off of past action. And now it's like, who's to say Eddie and Shakur didn't have a quote unquote miscommunication because Eddie gave him some wrong information or something, and Shakur just lashed out at the wrong person. And then, which is Turkey. And like I say, it's just like the characters involved here. It's just like the BS could be coming from any direction because why is Oscar De La Hoya, why it seem like it's so difficult to make this fight? Like, why it seem like Oscar De La Hoya been BSing about making fights with Shakur with his fighters now? He did publicly tell Shakur, if you want these fights, you need to come to Golden Boy. So I don't know if that's part of the issue or I don't really know, but it's just a lot of, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of going on. It's a lot of you jumping from this promoter to that promoter to biting the hand that feeds you, then you coming back and apologizing. Like, why all this drama? Just make the fight. Just make the fight. So then there's the drama with Shakur Stevenson about him being on the Berlanga Shiraz undercard. And we all know it don't make no sense. William Zepeda and Shakur Stevenson is a highly anticipated fight that people have been wanting to see. Now, we don't care if he gonna wash him, he gonna stop him. Either it don't matter what you feel the result is gonna be. People want to see the fight. It's a it ain't no huge fight or nothing, but it's a fight people want to see. But I don't know why Shakur Stevenson wouldn't be the main event. And I know it's a lot of people, and I guess maybe it's a different standard, I guess, for the turkey card. This is the conclusion that I came to, right? Maybe it's a different standard for the turkey cards as far as, being the main event and being on the undercard because he's not trying to sell tickets. He's not trying to turn a profit, or at least it appears that way. So it's almost like you just own the card, right? Because it's not like, oh, you the main event, you the reason why everybody tuning in, because it's it's no he's not trying to necessarily get tons of people to tune in like that. Like he's just putting together fights that quote unquote people want to see. And that's completely different than putting on fight cards that's gonna be profitable and people want to see. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Like it's two different things. So I get the whole undercard thing because of the way our minds work and the way we've been conditioned to boxing. You get what I'm saying? But Turkey is doing something completely not what we used to, is the conclusion that I've came to. Frequent flyer in the comments. They not on the undercard, Queen. They co-mains. Are they under the main event? Oh, okay. The co-main on the undercard. He's the main event of the undercard. That make you feel better, frequent fly? I'm probably gonna be on here not very long tonight because I just don't think I'm gonna be on here long. Jerron Boots Ennis. Hype job or boogeyman? What y'all think? Let me know in the chat. Hype job or boogeyman? Hype job or boogeyman? So why fans want Williams to pay the next? I'm gonna let y'all drop your 2 cents below about the Boots in this comment. But a lot of people is like, Well, why does everybody want Shakur Stevenson to fight ZEPEDA so bad? He just gonna wash him. He just gonna stop him. He gonna do this and he gonna do that. And people want to see Shakur Stevenson fight William ZEPEDA because they believe that is a good style matchup. They believe it's a good style matchup. You feel what I'm saying? So it's not like people was like, well, some people do believe William ZEPEDA is gonna beat Shakur, right? He comes in, pressure fighter, knows how to cut the ring off, throwing a million punches around, and people want to see how Shakur Stevenson is gonna overcome that. That's why people want to see the fight. If I'm wrong, tell me why people want to see the fight in the chat then, if that's not why. That's why they want to see. They want to see the style matchup. If Shakur wash him, that's gonna be great because people gonna be like, boom, okay, he can overcome that style. That's what we've been waiting to see. We've been waiting to see somebody that's gonna go at Shakur, cut the ring off, and throw a lot of punches. Or they want to see Shakur Stevenson fight a puncher. We seen him fight a puncher in De Los Santos, and it's going to take more than a puncher. They're going to have some footwork. They're going to have to be able to cut the ring off. They're going to have to be able to know how to use a jab. You feel what I'm saying? That's why people want to see the fight. And I don't understand this. Like, if I say, let's say somebody say, oh, I want to see Boots fight Ryan, right? Which is another topic I'm going to talk about tonight. I want to see Boots fight Ryan. I might be like, man, Boots will wash Ryan. But I'm not gonna be like, I don't want to see that fight. He gonna wash him, like, because that's a fight. You don't know if he gonna wash. You don't know if Shakur Stevenson is gonna wash ZEPEDA. You may believe that, but he has a style that possibly ain't gonna be able to be washed. That's the thing. If Shakur washes him, cool. You get all the credit. People want to see you fight. And that's the thing, is like, oh, is Shakur Stevenson gonna get credit for ZEPEDA? Why wouldn't he get credit for ZEPEDA? Like, what are we talking about? Why wouldn't he get credit for ZEPEDA? Why wouldn't Shakur Stevenson get credit for ZEPEDA? Let me know. Why wouldn't Shakur Stevenson get credit for ZEPEDA? That's what I'm saying. So listen, I got my critiques and my criticisms of Shakur. Yes, I do. But y'all gotta be for real and like, just be honest and be serious, bro. Like, come on. If he beats ZEPEDA, a highly anticipated fight that people been want to see because they want to see Shakur overcome that style, why wouldn't he get credit if he overcomes the style? He's ranked number one. Ain't that what y'all always be crying about? The rankings? Well, he's ranked number one. He ranked number one. Ain't nobody gonna say how he wasn't ranked number one till he was finna fight Shakur, but that's another video. That's another video. So it's cool. Shakur fights ZEPEDA. We finally get the fight. Hopefully, with all the drama going around about the promoters and the Luda Bella and this is my thing too, right? I've heard Eddie Hearn publicly dissing Shakur Stevenson, and I've heard that Lou DiBella was publicly dissing Shakur Stevenson. So I'm just confused that, like, why do he deal with these guys? Am I tripping? But I mean, it's business is business, right? I get it, business is business, but why was they even dissing him in the first place? Hold on, y'all. I got a cash app. Y'all be sure to help support the channel, hitting the cash app at 2 cents boxing or dropping your 2 cents below with a super chat. Be sure to punch that like and subscribe button. Give me a call at 281-845-2103 if you just want to drop your 2 cents and dip off. Or you can click the link when I drop it. I'm about to drop it because I'm not going to be on here long. We're going to do a short, quick little panel. You feel me? Shout out to Troy Brunson with the $5 in the Cash App. He say for a little support. Shout out Troy. Shout out Big Bob Gunn with $9.99 in the super chat. He's just showing support to the channel. Shout out Big Bob. Shout out Big Dog Willie with the $2 worth of cap. He says hair grease. Shout out Big Dog Willie. All right. So that's that. Let me drop this real quick so I can get y'all up here for these other topics. Go to the link in the chat. They go to the link in the chat. Paid in full in the building. What up, paid in full? He says, man, Shakur needs to get away from Jay Prince, if you ask me. That's the only reason Shakur not at PBC. I don't think Shakur would even really went to PBC for real. But let me ask y'all a question, though, right? Shout out Jab Queen Boxing, my co-host in the building, and paid in full.
What's going on, Trisha?
Y'all think Jay Prince a good manager?
Hell no.
What are you talking about?
For some of them, I say some of them he is, but bro, he put Shakur in some fucked up situations, man. Cause why the fuck is he fucking with the niggas that's talking shit about him, bro?
I mean, this business though, you know, they don't really be taking stuff personal like that, I guess.
Man, that's disrespectful though. Why would
Shout
I
out back
sign
to
to you?
Hacker on the panel.
Cause it's
And
like,
What's up? What's up?
bring down the property value with this.
The property value just went skyrocketing.
no,
I still
hey,
ain't got no
It's
booze in
skyrocketing.
Hacker.
hey, 2 cents.
All right, come on. What's up?
When you get a chance, go and check out the Danza Project. They just dropped an interview with Shakur. But I gotta say, bro, that nigga, that's a hating ass dude, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Who?
Because this man had the audacity to say he named off his top three lightweights. Mind you, Lamont is not even at 135. This man said he had Shakur number 1. He said he had Keyshawn number 2, and he had Lamont at number 3.
Okay.
I said, this nigga, if that ain't the most hating shit I ever heard in my life, bro, like that's some crazy shit, bro.
Who do you want him to say number 3 was?
Come on, bro. It's like you gotta be, because the crazy part about it, even Shakur corrected the nigga and told him, no, I can't say Lamont because he's not at 135. But I had to replace him with Tank.
How he not at 135 though? In his last fight was at 135.
I'm not gonna argue with you, bro.
No, he's not campaigning there. He's at 135.
Hold on. See, this is, and let me address this too, right here. So Hannibal says if Jay Prince was Tank manager, he would be praised on here. And I just want to point out, and this is no shot at you, Hannibal.
Yes, it is. And I want to point out too, he's a hater.
I want to point out the immaturity in a lot of y'all's thinking, because my brain don't work like this. Do you think I'm criticizing Jay Prince because he's Shakur's manager, or do you think I'm asking and criticizing based off what he's doing? If he was doing this with Tank, I would not be praising him.
What exactly are you doing?
No, hold on, Boxing Hacker. We're not about to deflect. So I don't get, like, if Jay Prince was Tank manager, he would be praised on here. Why would he be praised though, Hannibal? What reason? You think we're just gonna praise him because he Tank manager? Yeah. No.
I think so.
No.
I think
yeah, that's
a double standard.
I don't understand.
That's what we think.
Why every time you live just to hate. Like, I never understood people like that. That go places that clearly they don't agree with the message, but they go there just to sit there and fester and hate. Like that's a real pitiful.
Yeah, like
You think that's hate though, Queen, for him to say that?
I do. I read a lot of his comments that he puts in the chat. He just
Hannibal's a troll. Don't pay him.
Because he was
bitter.
that shit
He
about
just seems
Devin.
like very bitter.
Yo, people
up there about to have a fit and shit.
I'll be on channels. I'll be on the same channels you guys be on. They be hating on other people. I don't see now y'all complain when they start hating on other fighters.
Listen, I don't care what other people do in boxing, Hacker. I'm talking about me. I'm telling you me and how I think. I don't care about that. That's what I'm saying.
Hold
like,
on. Hold. 2 seconds.
That's what I'm telling you.
Your peoples is in the chat, right? Your man's in them. The one we had the wanted post out for. Your man's in them.
Oh, the link in there. The link in the chat. The link in the chat.
WTF.
You're welcome to come up and welcome to come up and chat. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like that. Like, that shit's stupid to me. Like, oh, if Tank was just such and such, like, how old are we? Like, we can't compartmentalize and think. Like, I don't understand that.
Every time we don't even be talking about Tank, but then all of a sudden they bring Tank into the conversation.
I mean, but let's be real though. Like there is a double standard. You guys do know there's a double standard.
Well, we were talking about Jay Prince. We didn't say nothing about Tank.
Okay, for instance, you said Shakur is a hating ass person, right? Tank said some crazy stuff. And I never heard you say Tank's a hating ass person.
I never said that either.
You just said Shakur is a hating ass person.
I didn't say
that's
that, bro. I said this.
If he feels like that's his opinion, though. That's his opinion, though.
Right.
I said the Denver project. I never said nothing about Shakur.
Oh, the Denver project. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. See, I just want to take stuff personal for no reason.
I mean, it's not personal to me.
I was trying to. Let me ask y'all this too, right?
Yeah.
Chris Eubank, Conor Benn. Is that a fight y'all want to see? Like, is that a big fight for y'all?
Yeah. After he smacked him that goddamn egg.
I'm about to say, yeah. And then I was watching
Chris Eubank from a bigger
about their backgrounds, their father's backgrounds. I was watching.
We got World Combat Sports on the panel.
Okay, martial artist. I thought that was a martial artist.
World Combat Sports.
What's going on, people?
What y'all say about the fight? Listen, let me tell you, right? At first I was like, this fight's stupid. I think Conor being too small, but I'm not gonna lie. They didn't sold the hell out this fight. They slap, and then I watched Chris Eubank talking about the fight today, and he was just like, if I lose this fight, it's gonna destroy me emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and it's a whole big deal. And
well, because their fathers had beef, you know what I mean? So that's why it's like building it.
It's like a beat. Ain't it like Chris Eubank and his daddy beefing about the fight?
That's what I said. They fought. They fought before, didn't they? When they were younger, they fought.
No, but he beefing with his own dad, ain't he?
I don't know, but that kid.
No, yeah, Chris Eubank Sr.
They always had a contentious relationship.
Yeah, but the only thing though, Chris Eubanks, he's from a higher weight class though, right? I think they just trying to sell a fight.
Yeah, Chris Eubank and Joe Kawasaki fought. So yeah,
I think they trying to use that. I think they trying to use the rivalry of their dads to sell their fight. But I don't think it's a good fight.
I think they don't like each other though. But Conor Benn and Eubank don't like each other for real.
Yeah, but
I wouldn't like nobody to slap me with an egg either.
Man.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's the family history. They grew up not knowing each other, but hating each other family. Like, you ever seen some of them like old movies, like maybe Russians or European, like the families have beef, so you born into that beef. That's
like Romeo and Juliet.
I don't know about all that, but yeah, something like that.
That's literally what it's about.
The star-crossed lovers.
Yeah, exactly. And then you take poison.
I gotta watch the Romeo and Juliet with Leonardo DiCaprio.
I saw that. That was so good.
That whole is off the chain. That's like one of my favorite movies. But
the great tragedy itself.
That's the fight that's happening this weekend. So, but what's up with the drug testing? Do y'all know anything about the fight?
The drug testing?
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
Somebody was saying the fight might not happen or something because of some drug testing or something.
You better test them damn eggs.
Somebody don't want the drug testing.
You better test them damn eggs. I know that.
I know Conor Benn ain't look the same after he stopped eating them eggs though. He ain't look the same.
Don't do that.
Pretty much he wasn't fighting unless Conor Benn get tested.
So he haven't been tested this whole time?
It's just that he popped positive and Eubanks think he may potentially be on something or cycling off something. So he want to make sure he get tested.
Oh
yeah, exactly. The Montagues versus the Capulets.
He known for playing with them eggs and shit. Nigga ain't look the same after them eggs.
He ain't had that power. He wasn't knocking
Well,
folks out like that. And then he
Conor
moved
Benn's
up.
more skilled than Eubank, but Eubank's just big as shit though, so it's gonna be interesting.
No,
Yeah, that's
you make a fight.
Yeah, I don't know. He all right. He
but
ain't his dad.
that's why I'm not
he's
really
definitely
that
not his
interested
dad.
in the fight because we know Eubanks is coming from he's a bigger fighter, and then we saw Conor Benn didn't look that strong. You know he don't look strong like that no more since he can't use PEDs.
Well, that's a big fight out there, allegedly.
Yeah.
Who putting that fight on? Golden Boy?
I thought it was a DAZN card.
Yeah. Eddie manages Conor Benn, right?
Yeah, so you know we're gonna break the bank for Conor Benn. He like him.
It's gonna be a popular fight though, so I think it's gonna do well, especially in the UK.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm confused though. Like, what the hell do Eddie like? What be going on with Eddie? What's up with Eddie and
he's
Shakur,
my favorite
bro?
promoter, man. I like Eddie Hearn.
It figures.
Yeah, I like
Why
Eddie
your
Hearn.
favorite promoter?
I mean, for one, I actually see him, unlike Ghost from PBC. You know.
You see him doing what exactly? Not a damn
so
thing.
he promotes. So like he's very outspoken about his fighters. I mean, the only time I ever had a problem with Eddie Hearn was
that's free. And what else?
Yeah, the only time I had a problem with Eddie Hearn was with AJ and Wilder's situation. But at the end of the day, when you look at it objectively, he was doing what his fighter wanted him to do. Like he definitely looks out for his fighters, and he always tries to make the best fights. For instance,
that's true
like,
because AJ wanted to duck Wilder, and he was helping them duck Wilder.
So
yeah, but AJ didn't want that fight, so he was just
looking out for Shakur.
I think so. I think he was trying to do the best for Shakur. Yeah, why not? But like, for instance, look at Carmel Moulton. Look at that thing that between Carmel Moulton and the other kid. They just had a little beef, right? Eddie was like, "Yeah, let them fight."
The Vargas brothers. The Vargas brothers.
No, not the Vargas brothers. Because some kid came out.
Them too, though.
Yeah, he had beef with them too. But some kid came out and said he whipped Carmel in the gym, and he was trying.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and Eddie Hearn was like, "Yeah, let them fight. I'm down if let's make a fight happen. We'll take the chance." See, I
feel like all the promoters bad, but Eddie Hearn is the lesser evil.
Yeah, I think he does good for his fighters.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All his fighters that he get beat up.
Who?
No, that'd be Turkey making them fight Godzilla.
I guess.
Hey man, look. Boxing is big fish should eat little fish all the time. So if you go a fight, you lose. That's on you. That's not your promoter's fight if you lose the fight.
So what's your
that's
favorite
the thing,
fight
though.
Eddie
2 cents, don't
What's
we?
your favorite fight Eddie put on for you, Boxing Hacker?
My favorite fight that Eddie put on for me?
Yeah, what's your favorite matchroom boxing? What's your favorite matchroom boxing fight?
That's a good question. I mean,
what's your favorite promoter? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean, but he put a lot of fights.
It's not talking about out his ass. When y'all gonna realize that?
No, I like it. I do like Eddie Hearn. Yeah. Who else? I don't really care for Lou DiBella.
Okay, you like Eddie Hearn. What's your favorite matchroom fight?
Big dog was good.
You got
so many good ones. He having a hard time picking one.
You got PBC fights that you like. What's Eddie Hearn is your favorite promoter? What is your favorite matchroom fight?
There's so many good ones. He having a hard time picking one.
Then it should be easy. It should be rolling off his tongue. He should be naming about a dozen. There's so many.
That's hard to think.
Get out of here, yo. Y'all play too much.
Can I say something real quick? Yeah, I'm so glad that Shakur away from dude.
Go ahead.
I couldn't.
For once, tell the truth. Go ahead.
No, I'm dead. No, Eddie Hearn is a slime ball. He just wanted him over there just to make some money. And Shakur, I'll be honest with you, it seemed like Shakur kind of played him because it seemed like he's kind of upset about the whole situation.
Make no money.
But you don't think that's real ironic though that Lou DiBella is the one who said he don't particularly care for Shakur Stevenson and said Shakur Stevenson is boring and all this other stuff, bro.
That's frequent. When it comes to money, it doesn't come to money. They all forgive.
so why you basically saying you glad he got away from a slime ball to get right under another slime ball?
Yeah, why is Eddie a slime ball but not Lou DiBella?
Both of them are slime balls.
He didn't really leave Eddie Hearn.
It's a lesser of the two. Come on, man.
How's the lesser?
But hold on, World Combat Sports, because I keep hearing different stories. Eddie Hearn say Hold on. Eddie Hearn say the ZEPEDA fight is their last fight. I seen an
Yeah.
interview with him.
Yeah,
So
it's
he's
his
still
last fight.
attached to him.
Attached to him.
But I don't understand where Lou DiBella comes from. Like, why would you put somebody else in your pocket?
I don't know. That
That's
came
true.
from what's his
Worst
name?
financial decisions ever.
He's
came
just
from
going
that-
over to Lou DiBella for the next fight. For you know, whatever Lou DiBella is going to get him to broker the deal. He's going to get paid a pretty good amount of money too for that.
So then what do we need Eddie Hearn for? Ain't that Eddie Hearn's job?
Because Eddie Hearns is locked into a contract with Shakur, but
Yeah.
from what I heard, Jay Prince, they had a amendment to the contract that in
So
a
they
certain
cut
amount of
aside
name
to it.
fight, they can step away and fight under somebody else. I'm not sure to the whole.
That's not exactly how contracts work. So I'm very interested in that because I know damn well that ain't how contracts work.
But you know
Yeah,
they
that's-
were saying
Well, it
that
depends
to
what you
me.
put on the
Your
contract.
That's the
contract,
agreement
Debbie,
how they
that
got
doesn't make
worded.
any sense.
That's the
No,
That
because
makes
he
language.
no
let
sense.
because he let Devin walk away and go fight Loma.
Correct.
Yeah,
And
Exactly.
then he let Devin leave again and go fight Oscar.
That's because
I
he
mean,
don't want to
not
pay for
Oscar.
shit.
Ryan.
That's
but
'cause he
then
don't wanna
Devin's
pay
a
for nothing.
Devin's a complete free agent though at that point.
And
And
so is
But
Shakur.
it
That's
can
why
work
I
both
don't
ways though
understand why
too.
he keeps tying
but he
himself
wasn't
up.
locked in. He wasn't locked
That
in
shit
to
weird
fight.
as hell. How you
Shakur
locked
is
in, but
locked
you can
in.
still go be with somebody else? That's ridiculous.
You still have to
Shakur
pay
was
them
locked in
a
a
percentage
contract.
of your
Devin
purse,
wasn't.
though.
So then wait a second. So that means he's paying another nigga on top of Eddie
Right.
Hearn, on top of Jay Prince.
Yeah, but he's getting
Right.
paid more
This
money
nigga getting
for
$2.
Lou
This
DiBella
nigga's
to
getting
broker the
$2.
deal than Eddie
Yeah,
Hearn.
see, you
It
get
don't
paid
matter.
more
He still
money.
gotta pay an extra
So he
person.
got Lou DiBella to negotiate his deal,
And
basically.
Lou DiBella a little bit better at. Maybe I can see Lou DiBella doing a better job than Eddie Hearn was doing with his picking fights and shit like that. Can't you see that?
Well, I know
No,
that
I
people
can't see
like
nothing.
maybe
I
they like
think
him
Lou
a little
DiBella's
better
not.
than they do Eddie because a lot of people
I think
think
Eddie Hearn's better. I don't
crap.
see it.
You know what I'm
Lou DiBella is a
saying?
hit
But
in the game, man.
it's still
Hacker.
adding another person
Yeah.
you
You
gotta
still
pay.
ain't told me your favorite matchroom fight, bro. Don't try to
There's
He
a
don't
lot.
have
There's a lot of
one.
matchroom
Mute
fights. I
this
can't
guy.
deal with it.
Mute him
huh?
and boot him. You know my
Boost
boss.
versus Staniosis. That was a good fight.
Mute him
No,
and
what's
boot
your favorite matchroom fight?
Wasn't that a matchroom fight? Boost and then Boost with Eddie Hearn. I don't know.
Mike Hacker, this is why people say you capping, bro.
This nigga
You
said
up
I
here
don't know.
talking about
Lord
Eddie
have
Hearn
mercy.
is your favorite promoter, but you can't name your favorite matchroom fight.
There are a lot of fights. I don't know which one is my favorite. I can't. It's hard for me to say.
Anyway.
AJ and Dillian White. There we go.
Remember, Devin Haney is my favorite fighter.
I got a question. Boston
Remember,
Hacker,
Devin Haney
did
is my
you
favorite
watch
fighter.
Andy
He fought on
Ruiz
his own multiple
and
times.
Anthony Joshua. You could have said
Boston
Andy Ruiz and
Hacker?
Anthony
Did you watch Devin's workout today? Did you
Yeah, I saw it. It was good.
watch it?
Yeah.
What was it on? I could pull it up. What was it
What
on?
about you, Frequent?
I ain't even see it. I haven't been online.
Yeah, I watched it though.
Frequent been hiding in
He's training at Big Bear. Like he's on
Frequent
the.
been hiding in the bushes.
He's fighting. He's training with the high elevation. That's really good.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed his workout. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was
How
pretty
he
good.
look, Ty? How he look, Ty?
Devin looked it up. He actually looks good. You know what's weird to me, and maybe it's just me. He looked like he had little hands. Did anybody else notice that?
No,
He looked like he got little hands.
That's why he don't
Devin
punch
does
that
have
hard.
little hands.
That's why he don't punch hard.
Maybe
he does have.
I was
Little
gonna
hands.
say, speaking of
Right?
hands,
That's what
y'all
I
don't
thought.
think.
I wasn't crazy. I knew I saw them little miniature shits. What you saying, Frequent? I'm sorry.
Speaking of hands, y'all don't think Shakur punched harder than Tevin Farmer?
No.
No, I don't
Listen,
know.
the only reason why I'm gonna say Tevin Farmer hit hard is because that's what ZEPEDA said.
I think
ZEPEDA
Shakur's skill level is levels above Tevin Farmer, but I don't know who punches harder.
Yeah, let's
I mean,
get to that fight,
Shakur-
'cause I'm interested to see. I'm interested to hear
Hey.
all y'all on how this fight is going to play out. I have my own thoughts, but I'll wait. I hope
And Tevin Farmer has more mass too. He has a lot. He has more mass than Shakur, so he might be the harder.
Don't Shakur? I'm looking at the records though. Don't Shakur got like double the KOs or
Yeah,
whatever,
he got
but
one
doesn't necessarily
Listen.
mean
and
he's harder, though.
less fights and whatnot.
But fire frequency, this is the thing, right? You're right in your assessment. But what you gotta take into consideration is ever since Tevin Farmer came back from his layoff, he been knocking down everybody he been fighting. He ain't been knocking them out.
But he ain't
he
been knocking them
down
out.
everybody.
Knocking them
No,
down and
he been
knocking them out is
down.
different.
Yeah, but he wasn't even knocking people down before. You get what
But
I'm saying?
Shakur is not stopping people. Shakur is stopping people. He stopped somebody his last fight.
Yeah, but
With
Shakur,
the
Y'all
noodle
talking about the
knuckles.
electrician?
but
Y'all
here's the
talking about
thing,
the
Frequent,
electrician?
you can't say that he punches harder because Shakur stops him with what you call it. velocity of punches versus Farmer's like
Shout out
a
Mr.
one-shot
Shelton on the
knockdown.
panel. What up, Mr. Shelton?
What's good, Mr. Shelton?
So what's
Mr.
up,
Shelton.
y'all? How y'all doing,
What's
man?
up?
Pretty
How
good.
you
What's up,
doing?
Y'all
man?
talking about y'all over here talking about Shakur. I'm listening to y'all.
I
And
knew
when
it.
he
I knew he was coming. I knew
and
it.
when he dog walks this bum, who I've been
Here we
telling y'all for
go.
the last
Here we
year
go.
that this dude is a bum.
Here we
He
go.
dog walks this bum. Y'all gonna
Mr.
move the goalpost
Shelton,
again.
we already, I just already covered this. You must wasn't here. I said
I'm probably
Motivated
that
ready.
hater.
people want to see Shakur Stevenson fight ZEPEDA because of his style. He can cut the ring off. He come forward. He throw a lot of punches. They want to see Shakur overcome that. If he wash him, that's what the people want to see. You act like people want him to lose. Now, some people think that that style can beat Shakur,
Yeah.
but
I
that's
think
that's
I
I
just
think
hear.
what
Zepeda is too easy to hit for Shakur. Shakur is more of a marksman than Tevin Farmer is.
I mean, Shakur
Yeah,
just can't sleep on anybody.
Tevin Farmer is not,
But,
you know,
but
at
Shakur
this
don't like
stage
to
of his
be hit,
career.
y'all. Y'all can't act like Shakur don't like to be hit.
Who likes to be hit
We
though?
know that. He said
That's
that.
the thing.
He
That's
said
what's
he
going to
didn't
make
like
it
to
bad.
be hit.
Shakur
No.
Kevin
is
just
going
don't
to.
get out the way in time. Shakur gets out the
It's
way.
going to be
When I
hard
say
for him to
when
hit
I say
Shakur, but
don't like to
Shakur is going to
be
be
hit,
hitting him.
but how is it gonna be
Yeah,
hard if I'm just
Shakur,
throwing a lot of punches? He's not
because
in
the
there trying
paint
to
is
box.
trash. Listen,
But
You're
some of
listen,
not
the
going to
two
throw a
cents.
lot of
Listen to
punches
me.
at a person who ain't
Hold on,
there.
hold on. Listen to me clearly, two cents. Listen to me clearly, okay?
Hold on. Shout out
We
Mr.
just
Greg on
saw.
the panel.
what's up, Mr. Greg?
Hello, how's
We
everyone?
just saw
Pretty
How
good,
you
buddy.
doing?
Williams and
Hold on.
Payton.
Let Mr. Greg come in here and let us speak.
I
Shelton,
was
we can
just
hate in a
talking. Hold
minute.
on. I was in the middle of
Go
something.
ahead,
Hold
Mr.
on
Shelton.
now.
Go
Okay,
ahead, Mr.
you can
Shelton.
get back to hating in a second.
I
Hey,
was
Hold
in
Mr.
the
on,
middle
Greg,
of
Ty.
how
Hold
something.
you
on, Ty.
doing?
Hold on, Ty.
Hello.
Go ahead, Mr.
So
Shelton.
we just saw this bum with a hurt fighter in front of him for 12 rounds. He could do nothing with it.
Why you
We
bringing
just
up
saw
old
that.
stuff, Mr.
You
Shelton?
can't you
I mean,
can't unsee
is it
that.
old though?
You can't
He's not
unsee
bummed
that.
though.
Like 2 cents.
You can't
He's
go
Shout
for
not
out
that
very
Mr.
process.
good.
Greg.
He's
Shout
Go
out
number
ahead,
Mr.
one
Mr.
in
Greg
the
Greg.
division.
with the
Go
$5
ahead,
on the
Mr.
panel.
Greg.
Good evening, 2 cents. All right, family. Get a set of the 2 cents glasses. Hit the cash app. Shout out Mr. Greg.
Boston Hacker, you got to get a dozen.
Huh?
You got to get a
You
dozen.
gotta get
You
your
gotta get a
dozen.
dozen.
I gotta get a Devin.
A dozen
A
This
of
guy
the
dozen.
right here.
glasses.
Oh, a dozen.
2 cents.
Okay, okay.
Did you get it fixed? Because I know the link was broken or something, right?
No. Did y'all click it? The link should work.
I'm talking about the glasses.
Yeah,
Okay.
the link is working fine. Go ahead, Mr. Greg.
Oh yeah, the glasses. How much are these glasses?
Yeah, you got to get a dozen of them.
You gotta check the website. Hold on, let me move this comment.
All right.
But I don't know with this tariff thing, y'all. I gotta go make sure it's still gonna be, Trump messing up my business. All right,
Take
here
your
we
time.
go.
Yeah, it's probably going to be on a
Well, what you
delay,
got,
but
Mr. Greg?
I
What's
like
your
okay.
those
2 cents?
glasses.
What you got for the show?
I just got here, so I don't miss what y'all were talking about. But
We're talking about
I
everything.
saw some bad. I think it was just fake news. Zepeda didn't pull out of this fight, did he?
I hope not.
Yeah,
I haven't heard that.
that's why I said I saw something that said he pulled out. But sometimes when people, I guess
Let's
when
check
they
Twitter.
put something up, it does.
Boxing Twitter where all
They
shit
just
happens.
try to do it as
Hey,
clickbait.
chat, let me know what's the newest scoop with Shakur. Does Zepeda
Shakur,
pull out?
if
How come why
Japan
Zepeda will
pulled out,
pull out
Shakur
after all
returned.
of
Fit.
that?
What was Shakur's
Yeah, I
payday?
hope not. But
Cepeda's pulled out twice before. What do you mean?
I'm
He's
about
done
to
it twice
say, I
before.
mean, it's not, well, Shakur's pulled out too. But I will say this, I don't think it's above him because he pulled out with that little fake arm injury. I wasn't buying that really.
Yeah, Shakur didn't mention it, so I don't think so.
well, that's good. Is Connor Ben and his
Eubank Jr. fighting? Yeah.
are
They
they
weren't
fighting?
about drug tests. They weren't about their drug tests.
Oh,
Eubank Jr.
It's
I don't
too late
think
to be
Eubank
worrying
Jr. is
about
that
that now.
good
You
though.
should have been had that straight, bro. Eubank is better than Connor Ben.
Eubank ain't better than Conor, but not skill wise. I don't think
Yes,
so.
he is.
Yes, he
He's
is.
just,
Yes, he
Yes,
is.
he's
he
just
is.
bigger. Pause. He's just a big. He's
Man,
just a.
Eubank is gonna beat the brakes off that dude.
You tripping, like
I just don't. I don't know. To me, he's not that good. He's like average.
well, I just like because they got
See,
the
that's
little
what I don't
rivalry.
understand. I served 88? Says Zepeda ain't trying to fight Shakur. So why we going through all this? Like why we going why
Because
you leaving going a little bit? Like why you doing all this only for ZEPEDA not to fight you. Why you went through all that only for Kid Austin not to fight you? Like it's getting weird, y'all. Like y'all keep saying, "Oh, everybody ducking, they y'all ducking me. Nobody want to fight me." But what's really going on?
Because
I think
people
they're
know
trying
what.
to shadow ban.
Yo, Tucson. Let me tell you, Shakur is the best guy in that division. Y'all don't want to
Oh my
believe
God,
it.
I'm gonna get
That brother is the best fighter in that division, and a
feeling
lot of
sick.
fighters know it, and they don't want to fight the
I'm
brother.
sick.
That's all it
I'm
is.
sick.
If he was easy work, they will fight him and take his
So
belt.
why nobody telling him to go up to 140 like y'all doing Tank?
No,
If
anybody tell him
nobody at
no.
35
I'm
will
telling
fight
Tank to
you, why
fight
you won't go up to
Shakur.
140?
Tell
Like,
Tank to
listen,
fight
how
Shakur.
many
Nobody wants.
how many times he gonna keep going through this before he just be like, I'm gonna move up?
No, like let Tank fight. Like let the other guy who's known as the best to fight him. Right. Whoever wins between him and Lamont Roach will fight him. You know.
Why do you
Why
think
can't
that
he
though? They
move
don't
up?
have.
Why can't he
Wait a
move
minute.
up?
Wait a minute.
Sean.
Wait a minute, 2 cents.
Bro,
Didn't Tank
he
say
can
he
come
ain't
back
going
down
back to
and
40?
fight.
Ain't that what he said?
Yeah, Tank say he ain't going back to 40. He said he don't feel right.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to make a point. Everybody's like, "Oh, Tank should go to 40," and I'm just saying if
Why
that was
can't
the
Shakur
logic
go
for
to
Tank,
40?
why isn't that the logic for Shakur? He can go to 40 and come back to 35. He can fight in both divisions, but he'll be able to go. Remember, he
Why
was
don't
just
the
calling
dude that's
out
running?
Russell.
Why don't the dude that's running 35 fight him? Since nobody else want to fight him,
Listen,
why don't you
if
fight him?
Tank don't want to fight him for whatever reason, what is he gonna do, y'all? Like y'all keep reverting back to Tank. Tank, let's say Tank is
He
not
gonna
an
move
option.
up to 40. He
Okay,
gonna
that's
move
what
up
we're
to 40.
asking. That's what
Then,
we're
That's what I'm
then Tank
asking.
is a
He gonna
duck.
move up
Hey,
to 40.
just now, I hope
What else
if
is he
Tank
gonna
doesn't
do?
fight him, you call him a duck, right? You guys got y'all
How do
can't
you
just
know
keep
he's
saying.
ducked?
Oh, they not gonna.
Oh
They
my
not gonna
god!
do that. Come on, man.
If there's any
They
other
ain't never
fighter, if
Tank.
it wasn't Tank, we would call that guy a duck. What are we talking about?
No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. Boxing.
People call what's his name? Brian Norman Jr. a duck because he's not trying to fight Boots, right? Like, let's be
I didn't
real.
call
Like,
Brian Norman Jr. a duck.
if at the end of the day it's
I call
Shakur and
that
Tank
the quack quack.
at the end, and we know they're the best two
At
fighters,
the
and they
end
ain't
of the
fighting,
day,
and Shakur's
they're
trying to make
not
the
That's
fight.
fighting right
debatable.
now. So can we move on from the conversation
I mean,
until they
so what's Shakur
are,
gonna do?
bro?
Retire
Uh,
until Tank wanna fight him? Like, why is his
Tank
whole
ain't
career
got that many
centered
fights.
around Tank?
That brother ain't got that many fights left.
And if
Why
he
is his
He,
fights
whole
Shakur, he'll
career
fight
centered
Shakur.
around
huh?
Tank?
He
That's
ain't
the
got that.
If
question.
he fights Shakur, he
Because
fights
that's a
Shakur.
fight to make. Just like Earl Spence and Crawford was a fight to
But
make. That's
so
a
what?
fight to
If
make.
Tank is busy, what are you gonna do? Just sit on the shelf? Ring rust is a real
He's
thing.
fight. He's
So what are you
fighting. He's
gonna
gonna
do?
fight Zepeda if Zepeda doesn't pull out. But I'm saying, let's say Tank looks great against Lamont Roach, and let's say Shakur looks great against Zepeda.
If Zepeda
That's
pulls
the
out
fight
this
to
fight
make.
on Shakur, listen, this is the thing. To me, if Zepeda pulls out this fight with Shakur, at some point, right, you gotta take some accountability. Like how many times you done tried to fight Zepeda allegedly and he's ducked? Like he don't want to fight you, bro. You get what I'm saying? Like
And
at
he's now
some
number
point, it's
two
just
in
gotta be
tape
like he don't
sanction
want to
fighting.
fight you.
And what is it? The
Yeah,
WBA, WBC? He's like number two over there too. So I think
I
he's
mean,
angling to fight Tank.
Shakur's going through what what's his name went through. Regan Diaz went through. Regan Diaz went through the same shit where people just didn't want to fight him because he was just too damn good for that division.
Oh my God.
It is what it is, man.
Now, GM, we don't want Zepeda to duck. Somebody said that they heard that Zepeda pulled out the fight, and we was just trying to figure out who said that and if
I
that's
don't want.
true.
I hope Zepeda fights.
Okay, well, I'm glad he didn't. I'm glad he didn't pull out because I'm sick of people pulling out of fights that you're looking for just to see them fight. But I believe Shakur is going to have to move up. I think he's going to get forced to move up. If this keeps happening, or the perception of nobody wants to fight him at his weight class, he's going to have to move up and see what happens then.
Yeah, because he needs to take a page out of David Benavidez's book. If that nigga don't want to fight you, cool. I'm moving on with my career, and I'm making the biggest fights that I can with whoever I can. I'm not waiting on this guy.
Yeah, and then we can finally say the other champions at 135 are ducking core.
Well, you know
Just
what?
like
If you're
we
gonna
say
put his brother in
Canelo's ducking
no,
Benavidez.
I don't want to hear nothing from you since you're giving Keyshawn a pass. You on Tank's nutsack, but you are okay with him not fighting Keyshawn, and Keyshawn has a belt too. So if you're not going to say nothing about that boxing hacker, don't say nothing about Tank.
There are other.
I gotta agree about that. I think that's crazy that they not fighting each other. I think one of them need to move up. Then if they not gonna fight each other, how y'all gonna be in the same division holding the belts hostage?
That's what he should do. You're right. That's exactly what he should do. If Tank don't fight him,
Boxing Hacker said that they have a DL relationship, which is why they not fighting each other. We go through this
Fuck
every
all that.
live.
If
Yeah,
Tank
but
won't
when I
fight
was
him,
saying
fight
when I
Keyshawn.
was saying before that one of them need to move up, Shakur or Keyshawn need to move up. Everybody saying, yo, why you saying that? Why would they do that?
No. They don't need to
So
move
they
up.
won't
If
fight
Tank
because they
won't fight
won't fight each
Shakur,
other. That's why.
if Tank won't fight Shakur, Shakur needs to fight Keyshawn. Get the belts.
No,
But we already know he's not going to do that. So one of them need to move up.
Yeah, Keyshawn probably
Shout
move
out
up.
Tony Reviews on the panel.
My second
What's going
favorite
on,
hater.
T?
What's good, Tony?
What
Hey,
up,
T.
Tony?
You're
Dry as hell.
Sometimes it's hit or miss with Tony. Sometimes Tony be coming on here, you be like, you got a good point. Sometimes you be like, what's
Get
your
your
point?
hating ass out of here. Yeah.
What up, Tony? But
Not much. How
what you
about
think
y'all?
about the Shakur Zepeda fight, Tony? I'm interested to hear your 2 cents.
I mean, I just want to know, is Zepeda going to show up?
Let's assume he is.
Well, then it's easy money. Like Shakur beats him without a problem.
Just like Barinchek beat Keyshawn.
No,
just
I
messing
said
with
I
you.
wanted Barinchek to beat Kiki.
No, you said he was gonna beat him.
No,
Tony.
no. I said after all that fake BS with the racism and the bananas and shit, I was like, you know what? I want to see this dude lose for making up fake news.
But he didn't make up fake news. Tio actually sent that shit.
Man, Tio has never been confirmed sending it. Tio made a tweet laughing about it.
So you think he sent it to himself?
I think it was all bullshit. That's why little Kiki let it go.
That's
so
the most
fast.
ridiculous thing I've
I
ever
would
heard
just
in
took
my
the
life.
bananas and watermelon. That's free food, man.
I think he was
This
on
nigga
it.
boxing hacker.
That's what I think.
Call it a day.
Boxing hacker, yo.
Continue training. Fuck it. Niggas want to give you free food. Let them give you free food.
Yo.
What are we talking about, man?
Is the only reason
Shit, I
I'm
don't
not
care.
fighting Shakur is because they're friends?
Huh?
Yes, Uncle Greg. That's why they're saying that
Yes,
they were
Mr.
gonna
Greg,
fight.
because they have a DL relationship according to Boxing Hacker.
Different level. Yes, different level.
I don't understand that. When I've seen friends, I think about Maurice Blocker and Simon Brown. They were good friends, roommates, and everything.
They live together. Tell them, Greg,
Mayweather-
they live together. They live in the same apartment.
Mayweather and Jab Judah. Mayweather and Jab Judah.
Yeah, they got the ring and did what they had to do. Simon said it was just business.
Well,
He almost
Mayweather and Zab got a lot of money though. They got a lot of money to fight each other. They got a lot of money for that time. You know,
they'll get the same. They'll get the money for what the fight is worth. That's what you got to always.
yeah. If I'm sure they put a big stack, maybe they'll fight each other. Yeah, who knows?
It don't make any sense because if you see he not getting fights, Keyshawn ain't really fight nobody yet, and Shakur is saying no one wants to fight him, so fight your man. It's just.
Hey, Greg, is he still fighting? Is he still fighting that loser, De Los Santos?
I have no idea who he's.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm curious to see if Keyshawn beat De Los Santos, is Shakur gonna get jealous?
It's still scheduled.
Y'all think Shakur gonna get jealous and then probably turn on him though?
Me personally, I said that's the reason that they made that fight. They know that the fans are gonna compare both of their performances. I know. I'm serious. I think that's the reason that they made that fight.
Yeah, but Keyshawn and Shakur don't care. They're two different people.
Keyshawn may not care.
I think Shakur gonna care, bro. I really do.
Yeah.
De Los Santos is a loser. I don't even see how he keep getting shots. He's a loser.
Thank you, Mr. Shelton.
Dang, why you say De Los Santos a loser?
Wait a
like
minute,
that?
why are we talking, Mr. Greg?
What have you seen him do?
Yeah.
What's the most consistent thing you've seen him do?
I saw him temporarily knock Ryo Spirit out of his body for a second.
Who the fuck is Ryo? Who is Ryo? We know he's trash.
Ryo, the man who planked Lil B-Hop.
Yeah,
that's who he is.
Another bum. Another bum.
You see everybody's a bum.
Pitbull bum too. Pitbull bum too.
Pitbull has always wait. Pitbull has always been a bum. He was never anything but a bum.
Mr.
None of
My
these guys are
God,
bums.
we see eye to eye then, bro.
None of these guys are actually bums. They're actually pretty good.
Pitbull's trash.
My favorite hater.
Pitbull,
He's
y'all
Nah,
just
they
discrediting
ain't
every
trash,
fighter.
man.
Trash. Garbage.
No, I can't agree.
I don't think. Wait, but I don't think Ryo a bum though. For real, for real. I don't think
None
he
of
a
these guys
bum.
are bums.
Ryo's
They're like
trash.
the top level
Ryo
of
is
the
trash.
division.
I
He's
think
trash.
on any given night, De Los Santos
Oh,
could
yeah,
beat.
one mic. I ain't
Ryo
gonna say
is
Ryo trash, but
trash.
he did just get 12 too.
Trash.
He did just
Why
get
you think
12.
De Los
Trash.
Santos trash though?
Let me
Because I've seen him consistently lose.
who's not
I see him lose all the time.
who's not trash?
He's losing.
then? Who's not trash?
Who's not trash?
Yeah.
Keyshawn's not trash. Tank's not trash. Shakur's not trash. Devin's not trash. Garcia's not trash.
How many losses De Los Santos
Broly
got,
is
bro?
trash. He got 2 losses.
How many fights though? How many fights he got though?
Like 15 fights, 16 fights.
Yeah, you can't say they're not bums. Per
And
se,
besides
like
Ryo,
Lomachenko had 2 losses, bro, and he had less fights.
But let me ask you a question. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me ask one question, and I want y'all to answer this honestly. Honestly, answer this question. Besides Ryo and Shakur, who he fought?
Who?
You talking about De Los Santos?
Yeah, who he fought?
Those are the 2 biggest names he's fought.
He only got 15 fights, bro. You said it.
Those are the 2 biggest names.
But you just come telling me that Lomachenko only had 15 fights. But you know who Lomachenko
but you
fought.
won't say Lomachenko a bum, no. Lomachenko lost his first fight, bro.
But you can name the names that Lomachenko fought. Name the names that De Los Santos fought. Name them.
Lomachenko got moved like that, Mr. Shelton. Not all fighters get opportunities like that. Like, we gotta be real.
Well, okay, when Keyshawn beat
Bro, it don't. The names don't. But look, the names don't matter if you lost to him, though. Lomachenko lost to them names, though.
I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. When Keyshawn beats the brakes off this dude, we'll revisit this.
All right. I mean, he might do. Just,
I think
Keyshawn gonna knock this dude out. He gonna beat the brakes off this dude.
Calling a fighter a bum is a little bit.
So let me, and this the thing about De Los
good.
Santos too, right? De Los Santos coming off 2-year layoff, and I'm not saying if he beat De Los Santos, okay, cool. He coming off a blood clot, shoulder injury, lost to Shakur Stevenson, like, and that just be my thing. Like, it's cool if he beat Keyshawn, but y'all finna sit here and act like he just 1,000 times better than Shakur because he beat the De Los Santos off a long layoff and Shakur was in the ring and they had this and this and that. Like, the comparison is gonna be stupid. It's not even gonna be a good comparison.
It's no comparison. Look, if you're going with all the stuff that you just mentioned in De Los Santos, then why are you signing the contract? Why don't you take a tune-up? That's on you. Once you sign the contract and make the ring walk, all that other shit nobody cares about.
The facts. You keep saying
that.
No,
like the point is this.
Facts. It doesn't.
No, what you doing, 2 cents, is you making excuses for the dude.
I'm not making
If you got all these ailments, yes, you are. But you talking about all these ailments and he laid off for a year and a half, that's on him. If you need a tune-up, take a tune-up. But once you sign the fight, I don't give a damn about your excuses. You signed the contract. You made the ring walk. If you get your ass whooped, that's on you.
I don't think she was necessarily making excuses. I think she was just stating what the facts are.
I'm just saying what the facts are. Why people acting like this is such a big step up fight for
the
Keyshawn.
Facts sound like excuses to me.
I mean,
the facts are facts. They can't change.
But it's
facts
still
are facts.
Mr. Shelton, it's still a fact, though.
Seriously.
It might sound like
it sounds like an excuse. It sounds like Wilder talking about. It sounds like Wilder talking about somebody poisoned his water.
Yep. Y'all don't know the difference between.
It sounds like Wilder saying somebody poisoned his water. It sounds the same to me.
He looked drugged to me.
It sounds like Earl not fully decompressing after running up that mountain.
Yeah, it sounds like Earl was smoking weed and working ribs and all that other bullshit that nobody was talking about before
Earl
the fight.
couldn't see, bro. He couldn't see.
Y'all have already.
Nobody said that before the fight.
Hold on, Mr. Schultz.
Nobody said that before the fight.
Y'all have already proved that y'all pay no attention to reality. So I get where y'all coming from. The reality of a situation don't matter to y'all.
Don't give a fuck. That's his problem.
Exactly. Clearly. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean,
That's
his
Keyshawn's
problem.
taking good fights, so you have to admit that. Like he fought a championship
If
fight.
you got all
Like,
these
good
a nice
issues,
fight with
What
don't
good
sign
fight
the
Shakur?
contract.
What good fight? Hold on, Boxing Hacker. What good fight Shakur put on?
So no, I'm talking about Keyshawn just fought a championship fight, and then now he's going back to fight Del Santos.
That fight was trash.
Yeah, but it was still a championship fight. He fought
Didn't
for a
even
This is
put
shit
up
I
a
be
fight.
talking about. This
It's
is
not,
shit I
so
be
it's
talking
hard to
His
say.
opponent didn't even put up a fight. So the
Keyshawn was
fact that
just
it was
that
a
much better.
championship
So
fight makes it okay.
wait. So Keyshawn was just that much better than his opponent. His opponent tried, but
Oh, this is too
Keyshawn was a
much.
level above him.
My stomach hurts.
Sometimes it
This
be
is
like
too
that. Like
much.
sometimes you could be good, and
This
somebody will
is
make
too
you look
much.
bad. It just be like that.
Was his opponent
I'll
off a
say
long
this.
layoff too? Wasn't Marisha
I'll
off a
just say
long
this
layoff?
2 cents.
I don't think so.
I'll just say this 2 cents. At least in Shakur's last fight or in Keyshawn's last fight, neither one of them took a knee.
What did I have to do with what we talking about? So
There
this
they
the
go.
hating ass shit I'm talking about, Mr.
There they go.
Johnson. You be doing all right for about 10 damn minutes.
Yeah,
They can't help it.
You know you wrong for that one, bro, because he just got his hair done 2 days ago, bro.
They can't help it. They got a
Yo,
fight.
what was funny about that?
Every time.
He is my favorite hater. He don't give a damn what we talking about. He gonna make sure he mentioned that.
I remember there was a content
Shout out
creator
to
who came
Mr.
out
Shelton.
investigating the hairstylist.
I'm just saying, you
I
know.
don't want to call that content creator's name, but that was a weird shit.
I saw a man take a knee in the middle of a round, and y'all made excuses talking about is that the ref's discretion. I said, oh my God.
That's the rules. Why you think nothing happened? That's what the state. That's what the whole commission said.
Okay, we're getting too
No,
far
the commission
into
said they didn't overturn it because they didn't know what was going to happen. You know, after it got called a knockdown, they said it was a knockdown.
I
Though.
want to ask a serious question. I have a serious question.
I digress. Go ahead, Tom. I digress.
Hold up, y'all.
Go ahead, Tom.
Why is it that it never matters what we're talking about? The conversation always comes back to Tank. Yet y'all got favorite fighters in Shakur, favorite fighters in Devin, and it doesn't matter what we're talking about. Y'all will circle that conversation back to Tank so damn fast. I mean,
Can I tell you why I do it?
You can't get mad because we bring up Tank. You should want us to bring up talk about
I
Tank.
don't need y'all to bring up Tank. I know he's my favorite fighter. I don't need y'all niggas to bring. Y'all know more about him than y'all know about y'all own favorite.
Hold on, y'all. Ty, do you want me to tell you why I do it?
Goddamn media workout that Devin did.
Hold on, Ty. Ty, do you want me to tell you why I do it, Ty?
Well, I know why you do.
I'll tell you exactly.
I'm talking about the rest of them.
I know I do it because it irritates you. That's why I do it.
No, I don't. Let me tell you something. I don't care about the hair grease jokes and all that. I don't give a damn. I bumped to that video myself. My point is, we trying to talk about a fight that's coming up soon, and y'all can't do nothing but circle back to Tank.
Because it's not it's not a fight. This fight is not a contest. This fight is a no contest. He's gonna beat the brakes off that sorry ass dude. That dude is.
Let me ask y'all a question: is ZEPEDA a volume puncher?
Yes.
Okay.
He's a volume trash can.
Oh man.
This guy right here.
What'll be
Hold on, Tony wanted to say something. Tony, what you got, Tony?
Go ahead, Tony. Sorry.
I was just gonna say this. Y'all keep trashing on Lil Kiki's last win, which don't make no sense to me because at the end of the day, Denise beat Navarrete. Navarrete is the #1 guy at 130. Tank just took a knee to the weakest champion at 130, and Denise Baranchek beat the #1 guy at 130, who's also still a reigning champion. So I don't see how you could shit on Denise Baranchek when Lil Kiki beat the dude who beat Navarrete. So at the end of the day, it was still a good
triangle
win.
theories now?
No, there ain't no triangle theory. A triangle theory is saying because this guy beat that guy can beat this guy. That's not what I said. What I said is Navarrete is the #1 guy still right now at this point in time at 130. Denise beat him, the strongest champion at 130. Denise beat him. Lil Kiki beat him like it wasn't even a fight. So it's still a good win because Denise had a great win going into the Lil Kiki fight.
How long ago was that fight before?
All I'm saying is that the put up a
call him
fight, so we
Denise,
can't
man.
push on this just that
What's
good,
his
huh?
name? His name's Denise. That's his first name.
I thought it was Dennis. So okay.
No, it's Denise.
It's pronounced different because of
You talking about that 30? Tony, you talking about that 38-year-old dude? You talking about that 38-year-old dude, Tony?
That 38-year-old.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Navarrete.
Yeah,
Dodrick
that's
say
what he said.
this nigga just
Navarrete
said
is trash, though.
Hold on, Mr. Shelton.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
hold on, y'all. Hold on.
sometimes
Dodrick
you
Slim
gotta let Tony
say
hate.
Trash.
this. Hold on, y'all. This nigga just said Navarrete the best at 130. How?
Yeah, I know.
Because the reason why Navarrete is the number one at 130 is because he beat Oscar Valdez, who was the number one at 130 prior to him.
Bro.
What?
Oscar Valdez?
Oscar Valdez was ranked it's very easy to look up the rankings. Oscar Valdez was the number one ranked champion at 130. Navarrete dethroned him. He beat him twice.
If the whole lineage is trash, what does that mean?
So
if you beat a bunch of bums,
he's still number one.
Hold on, Tony. I'm glad you brought that up. Let me ask you a question, Tony, because everybody is trying to be like, "Oh, Roach came up from 130." Did Shakur Stevenson retire because he wanted to fight Navarrete when he was coming from 130 to 135, and Bob didn't make the fight?
You said what?
Did Shakur Stevenson retire because he couldn't fight Navarrete coming up to 135 because Bob didn't make that fight?
I don't know about him retiring. It must have been the shortest retirement ever in the history of
and
boxing.
it was when he saw nobody gave a damn. He came right on back.
But that was when Shakur was at one. They were both at 130, and then
No, he wasn't. No, Boxing Hacker. Shakur was at 135. Shakur was at 135.
Shakur been wanted to fight him. Even when he was at 130, he wanted to fight him.
Boxing Hacker, that's irrelevant, bro. I don't care if he been wanting to fight him. Y'all gonna bitch and moan and cry about somebody coming up from 135 to fight to 135 to fight Tank, but you're not gonna say anything about Shakur Stevenson retiring because he couldn't
Shakur
fight
wanted to
somebody.
fight Tank. Tank don't want to fight Shakur.
Then move on. Like, you gonna base your whole career on one person?
I mean, that's the legacy fight.
Boxing Hacker, we're not talking about that. You missed the whole point of my argument.
No, I heard your argument, but I'm saying that the difference is that Shakur wants to fight the best. That's the thing about it. He doesn't Shakur wants to fight the top fighters, including Tank. You know, it'll be different.
She's saying Shakur wanted to bring Navarrete up from 130 and got mad because he didn't come up.
But here's
she's not talking about.
Yeah, here's the difference though.
There's no difference.
There is a difference. Shakur wants to. He wanted to fight Navarrete too, but he also wanted to fight the top fighters at 135 as well. He called out multitude of fighters. He wanted to fight the best. Tank on the other hand,
Boxing Hacker, you just rambling, bro. You just rambling, bro.
No,
we'll get to it.
You're comparing Tank bringing up Roach to Shakur bringing up Navarrete. The difference is Shakur not only wanted to fight Navarrete, he also wanted to fight the other top fighters at 135.
That's irrelevant. No, it
always
doesn't.
Matters.
No, it doesn't.
It always matters because
this boy's crazy.
It does matter.
Man, I don't know why he let him on his pants.
No, what they want to say is Tank was trying to fight Loma too. He was trying to fight the champions too, but it just didn't work out. You know, one that he was trying to fight.
It was about
because Shakur's been there saying he wants that fight.
He had to wait for Loma to lose the Devin, lose the T.O., and finally he got brave enough when Loma got old. I mean,
are you kidding me,
that is
Tony?
not what happened. Shout out on the panel.
What's up? What's up?
What's up, Rich?
What's going on?
Got for the show.
No, I'm just listening.
Oh, okay.
Rich, how you think Shakur's gonna win against Zepeda?
Oh man, he gonna beat the. I really don't.
How? I don't want to hear he gonna beat the shit out of him. He gonna watch him. Can we get like a breakdown of how you think he's going to win that fight?
I knew that would excite him. Come on, Rich.
It's no breakdown. You just gonna see Zepeda throw the less punches he ever threw in the round.
Oh
You're gonna see all types of stuff. You're gonna see him get hit way more than he throw.
I really wish I could see through y'all Shakur lens. I really do.
So you're saying that? So you're break it down, Rich. What you saying? How was Shakur going? You saying Shakur gonna be pop shotting him enough to slow him down?
Man, Shakur gonna probably manhandle that guy.
Wow.
It's gonna look like it's gonna look like 2 cents. That fight's gonna look like the Jamel Herring fight.
Or the Valdez fight.
Exactly.
Now y'all are stretching it. What are y'all saying? I'm gonna go get some.
Which one of those fighters?
You gotta see two times. You gotta see two.
Which one of those fighters for value punches?
It's gonna look like it's
2 times in a row.
It's gonna look like
both times.
It's gonna look like Floyd versus Diego Corrales.
Come on now, Rich. You gotta stop.
Like this ain't even a competition fight. This fight is gonna be so easy for Shakur.
I wish I could see through y'all is what the hell you see in Williams Zepeda. He's trash.
He
I
is
didn't
trash.
say
Zepeda's not trash.
trash.
Y'all be
Nobody said
exaggerating.
Williams Zepeda was gonna win. I'm just
Yeah.
saying I want to see the
Zepeda's
style
not
matchup.
trash. Let's
And I'm
not do that because
asking.
then we're
I
discrediting.
said,
We're
Yeah,
discrediting.
and that's what I
Yeah.
told y'all the other day. Y'all need to stop saying that shit because y'all gonna discredit his win.
Yeah.
He's flat-footed. He's too slow.
One
It ain't no
mic.
discredit
One
to
mic.
win. The dude is flat-footed.
One
He's too
mic.
slow. And Shakur gonna box circles around him. He's too slow.
It's discrediting your win.
He could beat Lamont Roach.
What?
Zepeda would beat the brakes off of Lamont. He would beat the brakes off of him.
Tony, sometimes I think you be drunk when you come on these panels. Listen, y'all gotta stop discrediting y'all favorite fighters' opponents because then it looks like, well, then he's not really fighting nobody. Y'all all sitting up here talking about Zepeda's trash, Zepeda's trash.
I didn't
So why
say
is
that.
Shakur fighting him?
Yeah, let's not do that.
Because he's the number one guy. He's the number one guy in both sanctioning bodies.
So then
But this the thing though.
Because Ty, wait a minute, slow down, Ty, slow down. Because he's the number one guy doesn't mean he's good. He's just there. That doesn't mean he's good.
That's my point when Tony was talking about some Beren chick. I'm telling y'all niggas, it don't matter if they got belts, if they trash, bro.
No,
I don't
what
care
I'm
if you have
telling
a
you
belt.
is Ranchek's not trash because he beat Navarrete.
Navarrete's trash.
This the thing though, y'all. We saw Matias is a volume puncher, right? And he lost to a boxer. Errol Spence is a volume puncher. He lost to a boxer. You know, Zepeda. I don't know why y'all don't see that Zepeda is going to lose to Shakur.
I don't know. EJ's a volume puncher like that. I think he's just a boxer puncher.
Pressure
EJ
fighter.
is a volume puncher.
Volume
What are you talking
puncher,
about, bro?
for sure.
EJ is a flat-footed, come forward volume puncher.
I don't know about that.
All I know
He
is
looks like a pure boxer puncher.
He can't beat
Hello? Can y'all hear
Navarrete. He
me?
can't beat none of them.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
We got you 2 cents. We got you.
One mic, y'all. One mic.
Yeah, as I was saying, Ty, Navarrete would beat the brakes off of Lamont. So would Oshaki. Like, the dude is not good. Just like Isaac Cruz was not good. Y'all thought he was good because he did good against Tank. But Tank keeps showing
Y'all have to let Tony
he's
get
a
this out
B-
his soul.
level fighter at best.
And
y'all just didn't deny him. Y'all didn't deny him.
I think that's over exaggerating
Please
too.
stop interrupting him. He has to hate. He needs this. I don't know which girlfriend Tank slept with, but I really wish you would let this go, Tony. You really got to stop this shit. I mean, you coming out your core.
So wait, hold up. Let me ask a question. So if Roach is a B-level fighter,
Let him finish.
First and foremost, Tank is like 5'1". There's not a female around that he could take from me. That man is a fucking midget. My bicep, I got more muscle. I ain't gonna say that. But anyways, I promise
Look at him.
you, not one. That little lace front perm he be having. No, ain't no way.
He's also a multi-millionaire. So don't say that.
You know a lot about
Money
this
talks,
man that
buddy.
you can't stand.
Money
You spend a
does
lot
talk,
of
buddy.
time focusing energy on a person you can't stand. That's what I don't understand about it. Y'all claim y'all can't stand Tank. He's a bum. He's a midget. Let Tony tell it. He's this, that.
He is a midget. That's a true statement.
Then why
he is a midget, Ty?
Y'all got this man's name in y'all mouth. Why?
Because he's a 135-pound fighter.
Somebody I can't stand. They don't even exist to me.
What are you talking about? He's another fighter at 135. He exists in the
Tony,
division.
the only time you come on this panel, is to talk shit about Tank. Let us say Tank name. You are on the panel like nothing. We talk about other fighters. I don't never see your ass. So the only time you want
I've been
to
here
come
several
up here,
times whenever Tank. That's why you was like, oh, that's why T-Shirt first like, oh, he's hot. Sometimes we can ride with him. Sometimes we can't. Because whenever it doesn't involve Tank, then you can ride with what I say. It makes sense. But when it involves Tanks, it never makes sense to you.
No, Tony, you say a lot of stuff that don't make sense.
The topic of the show was Zepeda and Shakur. How the hell are we talking about Tank right now?
I wasn't the one that brought him up first.
Y'all gotta stop this shit.
I brought up Lamont.
Listen, we're talking about Zepeda and Shakur. Mr. Shelton insists that Shakur is trash. I mean, Zepeda trash. He gonna wash him. Cool. We just want to see it, Mr. Shelton.
Is Shakur's hands healed down?
The last time they were
Yeah,
supposed
that's
to
the only
fight
thing I'm
Zepeda,
worried about.
hold on. The
Yeah.
last time Zepeda was supposed to fight Shakur, he said, "Oh, I can't fight you. I got a baby on the way," and then immediately made a match with Tevin Farmer.
Because you
It
know why?
is
Because you know
it's
why?
Zepeda that's
Because
been
he
ducking.
told Shakur, I can't make the fight when you want the fight. Let's move it a few weeks because I'm having a baby. And Shakur said no. So one could say Shakur ducked the fight.
No,
Who
we
said
It
can't
that?
could
because
go
he
either
fought
How
Tevin
way.
he had to
Farmer.
wait
It
for a
could
baby when
go
he fought
either
Tevin
way.
Farmer though?
He
But that's
fought
what I'm
Tevin
trying to
Farmer.
tell y'all.
No,
See,
two
y'all
cents.
don't
He
listen.
fought Tevin Farmer exactly when he was supposed to fight Shakur. There
No,
was
he
no
didn't.
moving.
He
They
fought
fought at
him
the
like
same
No, he
time.
didn't. No,
no,
he
he
didn't.
didn't. He
Man,
fought weeks
Zepeda
after
didn't want that
Shakur.
fight.
He
Zepeda
fought
didn't want to
weeks
fight. He
after
didn't wait for
Shakur,
the
bro.
baby to fight Tevin Farmer. He didn't wait for the
Bro.
baby. He didn't want to fight.
So how come Shakur didn't wait for him to have his baby to make the fight? It could go either way, Tony. That's what I'm telling you.
Why would Shakur?
Either
Okay,
one
like
of
I
those
said earlier. No,
scenarios
no, no,
could
no,
be
no. I
true.
got you, Sue Sis. Like y'all said earlier. Why would you put your career on pause for one fight?
That's not pause, bro. That's not
It is
pause.
pause.
To wait 3 weeks for me to have a baby, bro. That is
When
not
was
pause.
Shakur?
Zepeda didn't wait 3 weeks to have the baby to fight Tevin Farmer.
When was Shakur's next fight? Wasn't it supposed to be Kid Austin? How long after that? So you mean to tell me you couldn't wait 3 weeks, but you ended up waiting what, another couple of months to get a fight that another nigga backed out on? Like, come on.
No, right after
No,
the
Kid
first Tevin
Austin
Farmer
fight.
fight, he could have fought Shakur then.
But Shakur was BSing around with Kid Austin.
No.
No, he was trying to fight Kid Austin. He was trying to fight Kid Austin because Zepeda wouldn't fight him.
He could have fought. No. He fought Artem instead of Zepeda. That's who he fought. Then the Kid Austin happened after the fact. The original time, whenever they talked about fighting, was after he beat De Los Santos.
It was a year ago. Damn,
Yeah, it was like right after the De Los Santos fight is when they first brought it up. Zepeda didn't want to fucking fight. He said, "I gotta wait for my kid to be born." Then Shakur fights Artem. Then Zepeda goes and fights fucking Tevin Farmer for the first time. And then they have a rematch because he lost that fight and got a robbery win, which led to the rematch, which is whenever Shakur went to fight Kid Austin. So no, that's the timeline.
So why is Shakur still trying to fight him then, Tony?
I mean, Shakur is not still trying to fight him. He has to fight him because
they made him the mandatory. They mandated the fight, remember?
And it's going to happen according to Eddie Hearn. He came out today and said Shakur did not leave Matchroom. He's still with them, and they're fighting July 12th.
Okay.
He said all that's fake news on the internet. Shakur is still contractually with Matchroom. Out of Eddie's mouth.
He also got a new deal with Lou DiBella allegedly, which that don't make sense to me because
but that's the thing though. I don't be believing all this stuff. I believe what Shakur said a couple months ago. He said he only got 2 fights with Eddie, and I believe this Williams to pay the fight is with Eddie, and then he gonna probably go to the other guy or he gonna weigh his options. I don't believe all that other shit that people saying.
So
because
again,
Eddie Ben said it like 4 days ago on this other boxing channel. He said that they having the Williams to pay the fight. That's under Eddie. Until I see otherwise.
Nah, that fight ain't under no damn Eddie.
Shit, that's what he said.
Oscar is doing that fight.
That's what. No, I'm saying he's promoting Shakur. That's what I mean.
But you gotta understand too, since Eddie and Oscar are synonymous because they both are the zone.
Yeah, but it seemed like when them fighters be fooling with Oscar, Eddie be acting like he don't want to be involved. Cause I heard Eddie wasn't involved. That Lou DiBella took over the event. That's what I heard.
Eddie promoting Shakur, and that's gonna be the last fight. And then he gonna probably deal with the other guy.
And then that's another thing. When Eddie fighters had a last fight with him, he just be like, it be like what, like it's like he treat them like whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever.
Well, all promoters do that because like they, you're cutting ties to me. I'm no longer making money off you. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying?
That's great.
Well, all I know is there ain't no way Shakur is going from Eddie to Lou DiBella. He ain't going from Top Rank to Matchroom to go all the way down to the bottom of the basement to mess with Ludabella.
So how did Ludabella's name even get?
So why is that a rumor?
Because these people be lying online. It all be capped, and people be leaving.
But
these
you know,
fake ass
hey, you notice how they bring everything up. Dan Raphael say, but they don't bring up when he said that Shakur getting paid in the mid millions, like 5 million, 6 million, some shit like that. They don't bring that up though when they talk.
They say he gets
They
7
talk
figures.
all hey look, Box Hacker, they be all in niggas' pockets, but they don't bring that up though.
They sure don't.
They don't. They bring up everything else, but they don't bring up the money part. But if it was 1,900,000 or some shit like that, they'd be talking about it all day on their platforms.
So
Rich, you're welcome to bring up the money if you want to talk about it. Go ahead.
Nah, I don't.
Let us know.
I'm with Hack on that one.
You just brought up the money. Go ahead and talk about it.
I'm just saying
because I didn't know. So go ahead, let me know. No, I didn't know. So tell me.
So I
what about Shakur's hands?
Every goddamn thing.
His hands are not okay, Mr. Greg. They don't look at the reality of that. They overlook it and act like it's not an issue. So we don't even bring. You see how we don't even bring it up? We don't talk about it like that cousin you keep locked up in the room and upstairs in the corner of the house. We just don't speak about it
in this fight. I think that's going to be a factor in this fight, and I think Shakur, regardless of whether he wins or not. He's going to if his hands aren't fully healed where he can fight, he's going to damage them again, because the reason why I believe he's damaging them in the first place, they're not taking care of the hands properly, and the speed in which he throws his punches, even if they're not hard punches, as you know, you hear the saying speed kills. It kills because of the velocity of the punch. So if he wins, I think he's going to do some damage to his hands, and if he loses or looks bad, it's going to be because of his hands. Because I don't hear no talk about from him, not the chat, but from Shakur himself, is saying my hands are fully healed. I feel nothing that makes you think that he's going into that fight 100% with good hands.
I mean, he's sort of like Floyd, right? Him and Floyd are basically.
He's nothing like Floyd. Boxing, I'm about to kick you off here.
Floyd had injured hands too. And
he's not Floyd.
I say he was Floyd. I said like they're going through.
Mute him and boot him.
I don't understand. Wait. I don't see the why y'all get upset about me saying Shakur and Floyd are similar. They are similar.
It's an insult to Floyd.
They're very similar. No,
they're very similar.
You know, Shakur actually has better stats than Floyd for defense, and accuracy. No, these are empirical facts.
Yeah,
empirically,
as he should. Floyd fought better competition.
It lands more accurately.
And it's not to say Shakur's better than Floyd, but they're very like their career is sort of similar. Their trajectory, like they both left from the Olympics in tears to go into the pros to go undefeated. In lower weight classes, they're both knocking people out.
Why did they live in tears? Why did they live in tears?
Because they both felt like they were robbed in the fight. In the Olympic fight. Yeah, they both left in tears to go to the pros. They both were knocking people out at lower weight classes and stopped knocking people out when they went up. Like, it's similar. Why are we not talking? They both have hand injuries, which they have to deal with probably throughout their whole career.
Well, so what Floyd was doing to get his hands together, I don't even hear Shakur saying he's doing that.
But Floyd's close to Shakur, so I'm sure that Floyd's giving him advice on what to do.
That might be true, but Shakur should be saying something, because the first time we heard that they hadn't been really taking care of Shakur's hands properly was, I believe it was his grandfather had said his hands had been damaged for quite some time and they still have been fighting.
Yeah.
So what are they doing about that? Nobody's really saying much about it, but I think that's a big part of why Shakur is not fighting, and I think it's a big part of why he hasn't looked as well as he should. He's not, as I said, he's not living up to the hype that's behind him. And I don't think it's because of his.
I don't know about that.
That's what I feel. I feel that even when he wins, he loses right now.
I don't think so. I think there are people who. I think when he gets lined up with since he's lined up with Tank, there's overall criticism because he's lined up with Tank. But I think in general, Shakur's done fairly well in his career. I mean, look at where he is. Like The only one fight you can say.
He lined himself up with Tank. He lined himself up.
Yeah,
with Tank.
as he should.
So he lined himself
As
up
he
for
should,
unwanted
yes.
criticism.
Why
No,
should
it has
he?
nothing
Why
to
should
do
he?
with Tank.
Because
It has nothing to do with
he's
Tank.
at
Why, what's up
135
with
and he wants to
y'all?
fight the best, and Tank is known as one of the best at 135.
He been clout chasing before he even got to
Boxing
135.
Hacker.
Here's my
We
thing,
are
right?
talking about Shakur Stevenson's hands, bro. You talking about
Yeah.
Tank.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They can't
so
take
no,
out their
I'm
mouth.
responding to what Mr. Greg said. He said that Shakur, even when he wins, he loses. I don't think that's the case. I think Shakur has done fairly well for his career.
How does that equal Tank? You said he responded.
So I'm saying the only reason he even started getting all this overwhelming criticism is because they started lining him up with Tank. That's the only reason. Shakur's been fighting the same since in 3 weight classes. He's always had the same style, and nobody
He
had problems.
hasn't fought the same at 135, Boxing Hacker. That's just not true. He hasn't fought the same at
He has fought
135
the
that he
same
did at
since
130. That's not the
there's
truth.
only one Shakur, and his style has not changed.
So how has Boxing Hacker, how has his style not changed, that he not fighting different with 2 injured hands, and he's moved up
His
a weight
hands been
class?
injured since then too, though. His hands been injured for a long time.
Which is what I'm talking about. How can you continue to fight when your hands aren't healed, when you're not taking? I don't think they're wrapping his hands well. I don't think he's been getting the proper treatment, because he just said they finally are doing that. But what were they doing before, and why did it take so long to get there? So that's a factor.
Like, Mr. Greg, you got to understand, Shakur doesn't really have hand issues like that. He's got tendon issues. If you look at the actual injuries, they all do with his tendons. So that's just something that's going to cause pain regardless, but it ain't a true injury to where I can't hit you in the face.
No, he's still hitting, but again, what you just said hasn't even been said. His grandfather said hand injuries, not tendons.
Well, it's a part of the hand, but like if you actually look up the medical diagnosis,
no, I understand what you're saying.
but everything's been tendon related. So
I'm just going
he
on
has tendonitis, and that's easily taken care of. He's probably going to start getting like cortisone shots.
So why he ain't do that already? So why you ain't do it already, Tony?
So why he ain't been took care of?
All
so
I'm saying,
easy?
Tony, is
because you don't first go to cortisone. Like that's a last result for recovery, because it can be very destructive on your bones, joints, and
so what surgery did he just have? What kind of surgery was that?
When people suffer from a type of tendonitis, they go through physical therapy. They do stuff like that first. Then you go to cortisone to see if the inflammation being brought down will cause it to go away. But at the end of the day, if it just hurts, it just hurts. It's not going to stop you from boxing. It's not going to stop you from throwing punches. It's not going to stop you from hitting somebody as hard as you can hit them. It's just going to be
hurting yourself in the process. So, Tony, what kind of surgery was that he just had then?
I will have to look up the surgery.
Because I know he just had surgery when the last time him and ZEPEDA had that little I dug, you dug, we both dug. He was in the hospital. Remember when he was doing his shadow boxing and he hurt his hand on that guy?
I remember a while back he broke his hand and he had surgery for a broken hand.
That's what I was talking about. Okay.
But after that, everything that I've seen reported has been tendon related.
Yeah, I mean his hands are never going to be 100%. That's just the reality of it. Like, once you have a hand injury,
he always runs the risk of injuring them during a fight. Would you agree?
I mean, and that's just something he's going to deal with in his career. Like I said, Floyd went through the same thing. He's not going to be the first one. But it is what it is. Once your hands get damaged like that, you always run the risk.
Well, let's see if that becomes a factor in this fight. And also, don't be surprised, just like we were surprised about Roach, don't be surprised that ZEPEDA shows some of the same attributes in this fight. Sometimes you get up for one fight. Sometimes it can happen. And so when it does,
because this would be a notable name on his resume too.
Mr. Greg, you don't understand how good Shakur is. Like, it's not.
Oh my God.
Tony, even if
I'm not gonna say that, but I will say he don't know how bad ZEPEDA is.
I'm going to say this. Sometimes you could have a moment in a fight, any fighter, and that could happen. So you always got to at least consider that happening. You just can't just decide it'll never happen, because we see it. So we can't just count it. I don't know.
That's true. I mean,
it won't happen against a fighter like ZEPEDA. That's not going to be one. The only time he would have to fight somebody like a Ryan Garcia that has super fast hands that can catch him. A guy like ZEPEDA ain't going to be able to touch him.
I mean, anything can happen. I mean, I have to agree with Mr. Greg on that one. Anything can happen.
You know,
once you step in that motherfucking ring, anything can happen.
We know what the likelihood is, but don't decide that it can't happen.
ZEPEDA's not even a power puncher.
Doesn't have to be a power punch, Tony. It could just be the right punch.
Yeah. Shakur can have a bad day. So anything can happen in the ring. Anything can happen.
Hold on, y'all. Let me read this article real quick. Shout out to Cam J Network. Y'all make sure y'all go sub to the boy channel. Drop your link in the chat. The managers of Shakur Stevenson are finalizing a deal for the unbeaten WBC lightweight and 3-division champion to be represented by veteran New York promoter Lou DiBella for Stevenson's planned title defense versus Mexico's William ZEPEDA on July 12th in New York. So, to me, this is saying that Shakur Stevenson is finalizing a deal with Lou DiBella.
Okay.
For the
Look at the date of the article from the 21st of this month. Now, look up what Eddie Hearn said today.
That was 2 days ago.
Nah, on the 23rd of April.
Hey, hold
Eddie
on.
literally just came out today doing interviews about all this is lies.
Hey, this is lies because Eddie Hearn, like I said, it's on boxing. I forgot it's some. Wait, hold on. It's some UK channel. It was 4 days ago, before the fight came out. Eddie Hearn already said it. He said that I'm representing Shakur on such and such on this day. So now today he said the same thing. Why the fuck would he lie about something like that?
Yeah.
So here's my question.
And if y'all want to bet on that, y'all want to take boxing. Y'all don't even know.
Rich, calm down.
Wait,
I got a question, right?
Y'all don't even know who behind the article writing this.
Bro, I'm just reading the article, man. You
don't know who behind the article writing this. They believe the article before they read a person. Come on, man.
We heard what Eddie Hearn saying, but we still gonna check other stuff because, bro, Eddie Hearn say a lot of stuff and it be something different. So we're not gonna sit here and act like Eddie Hearn.
But I got a question. So where did all this smoke come from? Where did all this smoke come from? Like Lou DiBella name just popped out. Where did it come from?
One thing I know about Shakur, right? If Eddie Hearn lying on his name said I'm representing you, Shakur gonna write something on that Twitter or put something on that Instagram. He gonna say, you ain't representing me at all. One thing I know about Shakur.
Well, one thing we know about Shakur is that he came out with an outburst against Turkey, and then 2 seconds later he was apologizing. We do know that too.
Shout out to No Cap on the platform.
Finally.
Yep, for the show.
Yep.
What's up, No Cap?
I don't know. What y'all talk about? Shakur capping or something? What did he do this time?
Him signing with Lou DiBella allegedly.
He signed with Lou DiBella. The hell?
Let's see. Golden Boy promoting the card, and Berlanga also moving on from Hearn following the expiration of his multi-fight agreement with the promoter. Isn't seen as a Saudi turn away from Hearn and Matchroom, who are overseeing the Times Square promotion on May 2nd and will be involved in the coming Dmitry Bivol, Arthur Beterbiev light heavyweight title trilogy and expecting to return to Anthony Joshua. Turkey didn't need Eddie to make a Shakur fight, said a veteran fight official observing the Saudis' movements. That said, I strongly don't think Eddie's out, although I don't think anybody's solidly in with Al Sheikh except Frank Warren of Queensberry Promotions. If it doesn't help Al Sheikh's agenda, he doesn't care who he does or doesn't do business with. Eddie can be a difficult guy, and I don't think his ego is going to handle well the idea that Turkey is running boxing. But that said, if Al Sheikh wants to make a deal with Eddie for the Joshua to fight Tyson Fury, I'm sure we can and will. Okay, so they talking about that.
This is all cap. Like, go look at what Eddie said today. Like, I don't care. An article that came out 2 days ago. Eddie literally came out today and said this is all fake. It's a lie.
He didn't say it was all. Eddie said, man, it's him and Turkey. We didn't even know that shit. He said Shakur signed a deal with him and Turkey for it.
Yeah. How the fuck did he even do that?
First off, I don't believe shit Eddie say.
Man, hey, that's what Eddie saying. I don't
That's what I'm
believe
saying,
shit that
y'all.
half of these people say. I don't believe shit that boxing scene saying.
Here we
One
go.
thing I know about, like I
I
said,
believe
one
what
thing,
Turkey say.
like,
Turkey run them niggas over there at 8. Whatever
One
Turkey
thing I
say,
know
that's
is
what's gonna happen.
like I said, one thing Shakur gonna do is Shakur gonna call out a nigga that's misrepresenting him. If Eddie's saying that, if Eddie's saying right now that I'm representing you on this fight, Shakur gonna say no, the fuck you not. He ain't say that
when
yet.
you realize that's bullshit. Like once you sign a contract, it's over. It's done. You have no say unless you want to get the living shit sued out of you. You are forced to be with him once you sign that contract, which
That's what I'm
Shakur
saying.
did.
It don't even make sense. So you just break out a 2-fight deal and
But
say,
wait
hey
a minute,
man.
because somebody up here on this panel just told me that you can sign 2 simultaneous contracts.
Oh my gosh.
Frequent.
You are going to be in so
Box
many
the hacker.
contracts. Oh my God.
You said what?
Bad business
I mean, you can,
practices.
but
Oh, you're going to be so liable.
Can you sign 2
Thank you.
simultaneous contracts? Yes, you can. As
Look
long
at
as
this
they're not,
nigga.
as long as they're not
This
conflicting with one
guy.
another.
This guy right here.
Yeah, you can sign 2 contracts as long as they're not conflicting.
The fact that you're the one fighter signing 2 contracts is conflicting enough, Dr. Hacker.
Yeah.
Damn,
It
Tony,
depends
why
on
you
what
don't
2
listen
different
to
bro.
listen
That's
to
what the contracts are. I
y'all listen
mean,
to this. This what Tony just sent me, because Hearn states that he hopes Stevenson will remain with him for the rest of his career, but he is unsure what the future holds. If Shakur loses to Zepeda this summer, Hearn might be glad that his 2-fight contract is done, so he can wash his hands of him and focus on talented
Now,
opposition
does that sound like a
that are.
professional who wrote that? That
Hold
sounds
on, let
so
me finish.
sad.
No,
Hold on, let me
that's
finish.
all. That's just go to what Eddie said.
some boxing
His
Hold on,
mouth.
let
writers
me
be talking.
finish.
They all
Hold
professional.
on, y'all. Let
What
me
website
read.
is that, 2 Cent? What
Let me
website?
read. I don't know. Tony gave me this, so I'm making sure I'm
This
reading
nigga
it.
cutting his pasting
Okay.
and shit.
And focus on talented opposition that are entertaining to watch. He can say good riddance and be glad he's rid of this albatross.
Come on, yo.
That's it,
Who
Carlos.
wrote this? Who wrote this, bruh?
Go
Tony,
to
you
Stevenson,
know.
hold on.
some
Tony sent it. Let me
5-year-old wrote
read
it
it. Time
somewhere.
out. Tony sent it to me, y'all. Let me
all
read
you
it.
have to do. I don't know why you read the whole. Just read his quote.
You sent it to me, Tony. I'm gonna read it. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna
Okay,
have to
Tony
mute
well,
made
y'all.
the
this.
quote.
Tony made
That's
this
what
in his
matters.
basement like a serial killer. That's
All
Tony.
right. Hold on, let me read it. Thank you, Tony, for the article. I'm gonna read it.
Tony
Oh
made
boy.
this
Stevenson's last
basement.
hands, weak power, and defensive fighting style make it hard to see him thriving against Zepeda or any of the upper level fighters at 135. For
Tony
all
is
the
the
hype,
author of this article.
hold
You
on,
know that,
time.
right?
For all the hype behind Shakur, he's beaten no one in his career and has been well maneuvered since 2023. Dan Raphael reported
Who the hell
yesterday on
wrote this,
X
no?
that Shakur had opted out of
An
his
idiot
2-fight
wrote it.
contract after one fight and will be using Lou DiBella as his promoter for his fight against Zepeda on July 12th. It was a big surprise because Shakur had only fought the electrician Josh Padley and had seemed to be on good terms with Hearn.
Phoenix the Assassin must have wrote this thing.
This what
No,
Tony
no,
sent me.
don't skip the
Tony,
quote.
Freaking Phoenix wrote
Don't
this
skip
crap.
the
Tony
quote.
wrote this. Tony wrote this
No,
in his
see
basement.
what's quoted. That's what you need to
Nigga,
read.
yeah.
This is the
right
only
here.
website
Look
that
at
can
this
find
shit,
the
yo.
quote.
Who wrote
Okay,
this? The
Debbie
font not even
Raphael
the same.
reported yesterday on X that Shakur had opted out of his 2-fight contract after one fight and would be using Lou DiBella as his promoter to fight, blah, blah, blah. You read Twitter. We have a 2-fight deal with Shakur Stevenson and Turkey Al-Sheikh. I was with Turkey Al-Sheikh earlier for a couple of hours. That's it, said promoter Eddie Hearn to Fight Hub TV when asked about the reports of Shakur Stevenson leaving Matchroom to fight under a different promoter for his July 12th defense against William Zepeda in New York. So after the Zepeda fight, I don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully, we can have the rest of his career with us, but I
Yeah,
can't
that's what he
say that
said.
categorically.
Yeah, he
So
did say
yeah,
that.
I agreed to a 2-fight deal with Shakur Stevenson, Turkey Al-Sheikh, and that's it. July 12th, re-roll on in against Zepeda, and we'll see what happens after that. Yes, said Hearn when asked if it's fake news that Shakur has left Matchroom after one fight with Josh Padley. Now, let
And
me say
that's
this,
and
right?
that's
Let me
facts.
say this. Hold on, Rich. Let me say this because it sounds to me like maybe y'all think y'all finna be going to do this deal with Lou DiBella, but y'all still finna pay me my money. That's what I got from reading this.
Yeah.
Nah, this what I got from reading that.
Talking about it says
no.
right there.
No, that's not what happened.
Hey, this what I got
He
from this.
says, yes, it's fake. He literally says it's fake news in the quotes. I don't care what idiot wrote the article. All that matters is what Eddie said in the quotes. He's literally telling you Shakur is with us for 2 fights.
Yeah.
It's fake news. You
This
can
what
watch the whole interview on Fight Hype.
This what I got
I
from the
seen the
interview.
interview.
Wait, this what I got from the interview. Shakur said this 5-6 months ago. I only have a 2-fight deal with Eddie Hearn, and this all come back up now that he kept saying I'm gonna fight this person, then I'm gonna fight Williams Zepeda, then I'm gonna fight Tank. He always say he's not gonna fight Tank under Eddie Hearn Promotions. You remember that? So Williams Zepeda was part of that 2-fight deal, and he did it with Turkey Island Sheik and Eddie Hearn, and that's it. And now he won him after the 2-fight deal, but you know Shakur might be looking at the guy Luke DeVallo.
So hold up, just
that's
for,
why I get out of it.
Context, right? And timeline wise, wasn't he with Eddie before Turkey even came over there?
Nah, Eddie always been messing with Turkey. So you know he been dealing with Eddie and Turkey.
So he had a contract that states you work with you work with the zone and
hey,
Turkey.
Look, I don't know his contract. All I know is he been screaming out a 2-fight deal, and other channels that y'all be on been complaining about it. I don't think he got a 2-fight deal. He might got 3 or 4-fight deal, 5-fight deal. But he been saying that. But everybody thought he was lying. He been saying that.
I thought he extended his deal.
Nah,
nobody thought he was lying.
He always said he had a 2-fight deal, and people thought he was lying.
I thought Luda Bella said Shakur is bored as fuck.
Exactly. That's why it don't make sense, right? It don't make sense.
That's why I don't.
Oh, D1 said it's fake news.
Yeah.
Plus, why was Shakur sound like Luda Bella? Like, what the Luda Bella got over there?
Yeah, I was really confused myself.
The only thing I can agree with is that
the same shit that Eddie got. Nothing.
Only thing I can agree with that though, Shakur ain't gotta break down no money with him like that. He give him a couple $.
On top of paying Eddie Hearn, or you mean after he leaves?
After Eddie Hearn, because Shakur might move the Devin Haney route after this. You never know.
Maybe. So his own promotional company? That'll be interesting.
Yeah, he might do something like that, or he might
so
just
he can cry and complain on Twitter when he don't get his way.
I mean, he just wants to fight the best. At the end of the day, the kid wants
saying that shit,
he does. I mean, he wants to fight the best.
If y'all
the
know,
best of them fight him.
Shakur better stop Zepeda, man.
Shakur got a new interview out, man, with the zone, whatever.
He won with the $2 in the super chat. He says, for salutations, Zepeda gonna beat Shakur. Shout out D1.
D1 reminds me of the Punisher from.
Can you click the link and come tell me how Zepeda will beat Shakur? Because nobody up here on the panel, all these Shakur super fans have not been able to tell me. Boxing
I can tell you 2 cents.
No, I don't want to hear it, Boxing Hacker.
Please don't.
Because you still haven't. You told me Eddie Hearn was your favorite promoter, but you have not told me your favorite.
I can tell you how Shakur's gonna beat Zepeda.
You have not told me your favorite matchroom fight.
I can answer this question. This will be any question to answer.
And I don't even know. All right, Tony. Good night. I don't even know when Boxing Hacker became a goddamn Shakur fan. He just abandoned poor Devin after he got molly.
I'm a fan too. I can like 2 fighters.
Shameful
I don't understand. I can like 2 fighters, right? They're similar.
I don't never hear talk about Devin no more. What happened?
DHP got put in the grave.
He's a DL
I'm a fan of Devin.
I'm
a big fan of Devin.
He's a DL fan for Devin.
Oh my goodness.
Different level. He's a different level. Yeah.
Different level, buddy.
Fan for Devin.
Yeah, no, I've been a fan of Devin since I don't know, since a long time.
Sure, you're right.
Yeah, I was a fan of Devin before Shakur.
Creeping me out. Like, what is that, AI or is that Photoshop?
It's AI.
It's creeping you out. You don't like it, no cap.
See, even his hands is little right there. Look at the little hands.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Oh my God.
Oh man, y'all hilarious.
What's up, Sin? Ironheart, what you got for the show?
Yeah, come on, Sin. Tell us what it really is, because Boxing Hacker's making me nauseous.
Hey man, where 2 or more gather in the name of Crawford or Shakur, I just need a front row seat to the comedy show. I need a front row seat to the comedy show every time I heard some,
Mr.
outlandish
Shelton
stuff.
fell off?
Yeah, Mr. Shelton fell off.
Oh, that gets unfortunate. But yeah, I just came up, I was listening on sidelines for a minute, but I heard some bogus stuff being said as usual. And then I actually heard, support of Shakur coming from 2 or 3 voices. So it was just a little bogus. But like I said, I couldn't sit on the sideline with all that excitement going on. So I just had to pull up and show love.
All right. Well,
So, tell us how you
about
think the fight is going to go with the
We got about 15 more minutes, y'all, and then I'm hopping off for the night.
Okay. So, Sin, tell us how you think the fight is going to go between ZEPEDA and Shakur.
Oh my goodness, y'all really want my honest take?
I definitely do.
Sure.
I see them both losing somehow. I think Shakur is always going to find some inevitable way to lose, even when he wins. And I think he's proven that, with his prior track record. I think that this fight really doesn't mean too much in terms of advancing his status or trying to appraise his value, if that's what we want to call it. I just think that, I'd rather watch grass grow. But, we'll see what happens. I wouldn't buy this fight with boxing hackers' money. I wouldn't watch it with boxing hackers' eyes.
Oh, you couldn't watch it with his eyes.
Come on, Sin now. Come on, Sin. Come on.
Hey, man.
Hey, look. Hey, you asked me. I said I tried. Hey, look. I tried not to say too much. I try to be fair. I promise y'all, I'm not trying to really disparage, but that's just honestly how I feel about the fight. Like we'll see what happens, and maybe it'll make the landscape a little bit more interesting. But I honestly don't see an ounce of toughness or dog in somebody named Shakur Stevenson. I don't see that. I feel like when he takes his first loss, it's going to be just as devastating as that Olympian loss that we seen back in the day. He might cry right there in the ring. I just think the dude's a little fragile, and he's going to crumble beneath the weight of, the expectation that he's putting himself under.
At the Olympics, and so the Floyd.
Don't you dare interrupt him.
They both cried at the Olympics.
Hey, look. Shakur's cry was a little bit more epic, though. That was R&B worthy. Like it was deep. So I would hate to see that. I would hate to see something like that happen at the current status of his career, because that would completely ruin the Tank fight. But hey man, we'll see what happens. We need somebody to beat Tank, right?
What you gonna say? When Shakur beats,
we need somebody to beat Tank, don't we? Ain't that what our existence thrives off of, boxing hacker?
Huh?
You say what?
When Shakur beats Tank, I want to see what you're gonna say.
Man, look, let me tell you.
Devin was gonna beat Tank. Now you say Shakur.
Of course. Tank. Well, Devin didn't get a chance to fight him, did he? I mean, hey.
Yeah, because he got his ass beat.
Devin ain't beat Ryan.
I can't say I've seen Stranger Things. I wanted to say I've seen Stranger Things, but I can't say I have.
So, how would y'all feel if the Devin
if
Ryan?
he does, we'll see.
Did you check out my anniversary video?
Anniversary?
What happened? What happened? What did I miss?
Check out my anniversary video. I did a video for Devin and Ryan's anniversary.
Damn.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Nah, I didn't see that.
I did a nice little shout out to them.
Let me ask y'all a question. Last thing we're gonna chit chat about before I'm off here in like 12 minutes. But how would y'all feel if Ryan and Devin didn't rematch?
I'm not a fan of that at all. They gotta rematch. They got to.
I mean, why wouldn't they rematch? What would be the reason?
Yeah, why wouldn't they?
Goodness, this guy goes straight into his feelings.
But I'm just asking, if they don't, how would you feel?
I mean,
does the reason matter?
I wouldn't really care. I mean, they'll move separate ways at that point, I think Devin still has
DHP fans for Gary because they got to get that back.
Nah, they got to get that back. They
personally
did.
Ryan cheated the first time, so I don't know. I don't think I would.
Hilarious.
Man,
I think
that hear that shit, yo.
I don't think
Nah. I mean, some people need an excuse. They need something to validate the lack of skill. That they need something to validate the lack of skill of their favorite fighter. So if that's what if we want to use a pecogram of a decagram of a milligram of a speck of Osterine to say that's what that's what that was a contributing factor. Like I would hate to run across a little bit of Osterine and then and for me to get into some shit, because this sounds like the secret sauce for success in boxing. They make Osterine sound like the most extravagant drug you can get your hands on, but nonetheless.
I can't wait till these betting odds come out when they fight. I'm putting my money on Devin.
Yeah,
I hope everybody got their money on Ryan Garcia, so I can put my money on Devin.
Let's see what they look like in their fights first.
I
promise.
Everybody
look like ass.
I would you know,
I can't wait.
That's very true, no cap. That's very true.
Ryan might lose to Rolly. You never know.
I can't wait. I
Yeah.
can't wait, man. This shit gonna be
And
fun.
honestly, like could still go. My fault. I didn't mean to cut.
But
I don't know.
Yeah,
I see Devin
they don't
interviews
fight.
with Dark. I don't like the way his jaw look, dog. There's something wrong with his jaw. Like Ryan, like fuck that nigga jaw up for life, nigga. Cause you like see like the dick, like his shit look different, dog.
No, it doesn't look different.
No,
It
that
looks
nigga
like-
changed that nigga face, dog.
No,
Yeah, look,
he's
and
cutting
I
weight.
think Devin had a chance.
Devin just like his weight
face
is light.
structure.
Yeah, that nigga
Hey,
jaw
did y'all
different, dog.
see? Did y'all see Devin in that interview when they got to asking him about the Ryan rematch and his future? He started getting real fidgety. He started picking up the water bottle, drink. He started getting real uncomfortable when they started asking him about his. When they started asking him about his future in boxing, he started getting real uncomfortable.
I mean, I think his future is bright. I mean, I didn't see. I
Why
didn't
do
see
you
that
think
in
it's
the
bright,
interview.
Boxing Hacker? Why do you think
Why
it's
do I
bright?
think it's bright?
Boxing Hacker's an idiot.
Because
He
first
shouldn't
of
be
all,
saying anything.
no,
You haven't even seen
wait.
him come
Okay,
back
let me
from
answer.
the Ryan ass whooping, Boxing Hacker.
No, well, like I said before, no matter how people feel about this, Ryan did cheat in the fight. It is what it is.
That doesn't matter. He still got his
It
ass
always
whooped.
matters.
Why do
And
you
if
have
they
to say that
rematch,
every time?
no, because people act like, oh, it was just a fair fight. They lost. No, he
And
cheated.
if it was fair or not, Boxing Hacker, he got his ass whooped. You don't have to say
Yeah.
that every time.
Yeah, but he got his ass whooped because somebody cheated.
There's more reasons than
There's
that.
shit.
There's
Well,
more
you
reasons than
cheat.
that.
That's why
There's more
it's a no
reasons than that.
contest. If me and you fight, it's not on fair grounds. It's no
If he
contest.
got beat up by cheating, what makes you think he gonna be the same after getting cheated?
Yeah, who knows? He may win. He may lose. Anything can happen.
Didn't
I
Artem test
believe Devin's
test
going
for
to win,
drugs?
but anything can happen, right?
Didn't
But
Artem
regardless
test
of
for
the
drugs
fact,
when he fought Frank Martin? And didn't Frank Martin whoop his ass?
yeah, but it doesn't make the
that's
drug.
what
It doesn't
Chill-
make the drug legal, right? Like just because somebody's
Chill-
on
But you can't
steroids
say
and he
because
loses,
that means you can't say because of the drug that's why he lost.
and you can't say because of the drug had no effect. It's the same either way. But what we can say,
Okay, so what happened at the
legitimately,
rematch? Nigga ride clean
What we're
and he
not
still
gonna do
beat
is argue
Devin.
about
What you
that.
gonna say,
We're not
Boxing
gonna
Hacker?
keep arguing about that over and over, bro. We're not talking about. He got his ass whooped. It doesn't matter if it was because of the eye stream or not. It doesn't take that away. Oh, you know it was because of the eye stream. Oh, okay. He still received the same damage. That's the whole point I'm trying to make. And you keep trying to deflect with the eye stream. We don't. I'm not saying we don't care. I'm just saying that for the
I don't
sake of the
care.
conversation, Boxing Hacker, we don't care. We're not talking about that.
Right.
All
I
I'm
think if Bill
asking,
would have threw the towel in, he would have saved Devin's career, dog.
yeah, right. And then that be leading me to my next question: like, did Bill Haney really fuck up Devin's career with that?
He did, because he threw the towel in, and then he would have got the O back anyway, and then it would have looked better. He wouldn't have took as many hits. It would have been a different story. But now it's the questions is in this nigga jaw looking funny, nigga looking like Bill Cosby and shit. You know, he rearranged his face, dog. Like, this nigga he got fucked
so you
up.
won't know until he gets back in the ring. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you don't know how you are until you get back in the ring.
You
But I
the
don't
one that
think-
said his future bright.
Yeah, of course. I mean, he's a fighter that's accomplished a lot, and he has a
Bright
name,
his
so
ass can't see.
his future will still be bright. Like he can still get some great
He's
good fights.
accomplished a lot.
He's gonna accomplish a lot. Yeah, he's the youngest undisputed champion, of course. Like, what are we
No,
talking
he
about?
beat
This is-
Cambosis, man.
It doesn't change. Listen, I said what I said is
Mr. Greg,
a
Mr. Greg,
fact.
Mr. Greg, Mr.
What I
Greg,
said
you
was
a
a fact, not
hold
an
on, Boxing
opinion.
Hacker. Mr. Greg, you're an old school boxing fan. Let me ask you a question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was just thinking today, like, do you think this is like probably the softest boxing era? Because
Absolutely do.
we're talking about, and this is not hate. I'm just saying, right?
Right.
You get emailed the belt, and then you fight Cambosis for the other 3 belts. And we like, oh, he's the greatest. He's the youngest to ever be like, come on, bro. Like, I get it. Congratulations. But let's put this undisputed on a spectrum of things for real. Like because it's like people just collecting accolades just to have the titles, but it's no you feel me? It's no like
Real type of
behind it.
competition.
It's no
Spence said he
behind it.
backstage 2 Cent. He
They
said his
don't
food
have.
service was tripping.
They're not developed to be what I consider real fighters. This era of fighters are just positioned to have the easiest fights to get the biggest payday without paying a real price. They don't want to train completely. They don't want to develop their skills completely. They want to hurry up and get the prize, but don't want to put enough work in it to earn it. And so what we keep seeing now is, let me just get my fighter in position, get him some real easy fights, ask for $1 billion every time he fights, get a couple of belts, keep him on YouTube talking to keep his name in fight fans' faces and mouths, and make excuses about other guys won't fight me when I'm not fighting the guys in front of me. So the whole new generation doesn't have the same mindset. A lot of them really have. I'm not saying you have to go through a lot of stuff, but these guys ain't gone through nothing, even preparing to become a fighter. And so I don't know why they believe that they're so great when they haven't risen to greatness. A lot of them have some skills, but I don't think they have even I don't think they've used and developed enough. I mean, a guy like, again, we talked about Secure, Devin, a lot of those guys who have great talents, they don't have like I said, the brain trust is not there anymore. The way they're trained, the way they're developed isn't there anymore. And the hunger for money is there, but the fighters from the past, they wanted money too, don't get me wrong, but they also wanted to earn their right to be called great. And they showed it in the ring, even in their losses. They still wanted to get back in the ring the next week. These guys, they get hurt, and now they got to stay out of the ring because they want to find any reason to cry. Case in point, Ryan and Devin. There is nothing that happened in that fight that Osterring played a part of. Problem was, Devin had never been prepared to have a fight like that where he kept getting hit. And he got up, but he couldn't get up to win, and he didn't have anybody he had nobody in his corner, including his father, who could tell him what to do. You know your fighter is hurt. So maybe 2 rounds you might have to do something like hold the guy for a minute till you really get your feet back under you. But he didn't know what to do. He just kept getting up. That was great. But then he didn't know what to do, and there was nobody there. And that's true for a lot of the fighters today. They don't have anybody that can take them to the next level. They just want to hurry up and get some money. You see it with Devin and his father, bouncing from promoter to promoter, just trying to get those guaranteed pays. I get it. Everybody wants to get money, but nobody wants to really take the real risk anymore. So no, I don't. I think, and I've said it before, I think this is the softest generation of fighters that I have ever seen. That's my feeling about it.
I got disagree.
I
don't think so.
Hold on.
I want to ask you a question.
It's like they're trying to manufacture greatness.
Yeah.
Facts. I see exactly how Mr. Greg see it. You know what I'm saying? I see exactly how the OG see. Of course, you wouldn't see a boxer wherever you come from, just the softest goddamn boxer is right now.
Why are we not saying Ray Robinson's era was the weakest era? They had segregation, so why not?
Because we're looking at weakness right now.
They didn't have world.
We're looking
boxing,
at weakness
right?
in front of us.
They have right now. Boxers from all like different countries are fighting. You know that, right? At a certain time, boxers from different countries were not fighting each other. Do you realize that?
What's your point?
So here's my point, right?
You don't have
like. So to say that this is the weakest generation or not, it's very hard to make that argument unless you're just gonna say like, oh well, if you look at the American Olympians or something like that. But besides that, normally the people everybody from the past learns So like, there's different training methods. There's different fighters are doing different diets and stuff like that to make them better. So overall, they should be becoming a
This
better
is not
athlete.
about them being better. This is about
What
them
about the
being
character of the
soft.
person, nigga?
What do you mean? What do you mean soft? When you walk into a ring, what makes you soft?
We're literally talking about you getting email a belt and then fight one fighter for 3 more belts and being undisputed and
Yeah,
acting
so
like you just so great. You are elite, greatest,
Right,
one
for
of the
being Cambosis, nigga.
Come on, bro.
Right.
Cambosis was unified.
Nobody said he was the greatest anything.
No, at the end of the day, even back then, if you no matter who you are, if Cambosis had beat like a champion back in the past, the champion had one belt, guess what? Cambosis becomes the champion. Nothing changes. Yeah, so to say that, like, to say and start discrediting fighters, like, these fighters. What about Benavidez? I think Benavidez could survive in any era. I've never seen a fighter like Benavidez. I watched a lot of boxing.
You just be wanting to
No,
argue.
like all these fighters that are here today.
You can't take
really
one.
good.
You can't take one fighter. You can't take the exception and try to rule it out as a majority.
What exception?
You
There's
got
so
one
many of
person.
them. There's so many of them. What are we? Bivol.
No, it's not. It's not. I see more fighters.
Hold on. The argument is, Boxing Hacker, that this is the softest era. It's not about training methods, diet, who got better skill, who got fight better. We're not talking about this. We are talking about a mentality. If you don't understand, then that's cool.
It's
I'm
hard
not
to
here to
say that.
convince you. You talking over me. If you don't understand, Boxing Hacker, I'm not here to convince you, okay? But me, Mr. Greg, Jab Queen Boxing, No Cap, and Sin Ironheart believe that this is a very soft area in boxing. If you don't, that's okay.
Yeah, I guess not. I can't validate it. It seems weird. I don't see how you can say it's the softest era. I do think there's a little more corruption. There's too many belts in boxing, yeah. But to say like the fighters of now are just randomly softer than the fighters of the past, it's hard to make that claim. Like how?
They're not
like how? Like a lot of things that happened in the past too. Like
what type of shit is
I don't
that?
know why that's even a thing.
I ain't gonna fight you. Ain't that the reason to fight somebody?
Let's take the Zepeda fight, for example, right? You got William Zepeda about to fight Shakur Stevenson.
Sure.
A lot of people on this panel say he's sorry, he gonna get washed, he blah, 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 all of this other stuff. But miraculously, before Shakur Stevenson is fighting William Zepeda, he's ranked #1. So he's all of these things that y'all are saying, and she's just food for Shakur.
Yeah.
But he's
when Ali was about to fight George Foreman, they said Ali was soft. What?
Am I done? Am I done talking? Am I done talking?
Go ahead.
So when we say the softest era, that's the type of stuff that we're referring to. Not that you really legitimately fighting the #1. The #1 is placed there because they're fighting you. And that's the type of stuff that y'all don't be wanting to acknowledge with all this ranking stuff that y'all be deep throating so hard. No, the rankings can be bought, paid for, arranged. All kind of things can go on with those rankings. So that's not the end all be all.
Okay, so let's argue against that, right? Okay, for instance, in the past, people used to do corruption in boxing as well, right? Fights, people were even taking dives in boxing. Do you remember that? There are stories of people taking dives in boxing.
I'm sure they still do it now.
Right. So this whole thing, and then when you say, "Oh, people call this fighter weak," even though he's the #1, they were doing that in the past as well. A lot of the things we just mentioned, it happened in the past as well. It's just
right now.
He's going in a different direction. He ducked all the smoke. He ducked Tank.
You're going in a different direction.
Shakur ducked Tank?
Yes.
I see right now in today's generation, I don't think that there'll ever be another generation where you would see 3 or 4, whether they be pound for pound, championship, anything. I don't think that, 20, 30 years ago that you would see so many champions leveraging their status as a reason not to fight a certain somebody. And especially with the trash talk that some people get touchy about, like the racist stuff or whatever's going on. That shit would have fueled fights back then, made people really want to, really want to do something. Now people will find any little emotional reason to not make a fight. Oh, he's talking real mean to me. Oh, he's disrespectful. He's so on and so forth. Like I just thought that this was the type of business that warranted that type of attitude and kind of built up and was monetizable, you know. But now you don't. These dudes use that as a reason to back the hell off.
Because this era is so soft. Justin Ironheart just brought up another point.
Era is big.
You can't even talk trash. You can't even talk trash. Everybody be all in there feeling, oh, he said this. Oh, can't I believe he said, he said he talked too much, so he could cuss him out. Like, it's crazy. Soft.
And it's worse. What make it worse, 2 Cent, is that what make it worse, 2 Cent, is that a fan base will get behind that narrative. They'll get behind that and be like, yeah, he deserved more respect. Oh, I get why Canelo don't want to fight Benavidez. Oh, I get why Crawford don't want to fight. So just like, they'll get behind it and create a narrative, and it'll be a weird ass fan base that won't pay for a t-shirt, a goddamn lollipop, or nothing else from their favorite fighter, but they'll get in these comments and everything else and push that, they'll push that nonsense.
Okay, so you guys are not talking about skills. You're just talking about sensitivity. That's what y'all talking about.
Fighters,
you're not talking about skill set. Because,
fighters fought 15 rounds, and they fought much more often than they do today. So those are 2 major factors. One, there used to be a time when fighters fought like almost every week.
Yeah.
Case in point, you mentioned Sugar Ray Robinson. You got to remember one of his rematches with Jake LaMotta was 2 weeks after the first one, and those were killer fights.
Yeah.
You have to have the mentality to do that. Today's fighters don't, and they're not even trying to do that. Fighting 15 rounds. Fighting 15 rounds. They're not even talking about, let's try the 15 rounds again. They don't want to do that. They don't have, part of fighting, as we always said, is your mentality. It's psychological. Because you're going into the ring where you could die to face another man who's trying to take your head off. Today's fighters don't want to do that. They want to get the easiest fight, to me, in the biggest bag and still come out pretty much in good shape. They don't want to risk finding themselves like Ali found himself. They don't want to fight like Joe Louis found himself. And that's what's fueling them to avoid fighting in the way that the fighters used to fight back in those days. We talk about 50s, 60s, 70s, and even 80s. So it's not that they don't have the skill sets. They're not being developed, and they're not being trained well either. That's the
so here's where I differ on that. So when you talk about
what you got, Mr. Shelton?
There was no reason why Devin Haney continued to get hit with a left hook like he did, and his corner didn't know what to tell him what to do. That's a training issue. That's a training issue.
Because Bill Haney don't know shit about boxing.
Exactly. You can see that in a lot of other corners as well. So all of those things develop softer fighters because they're being babysat.
And when you put them up against people that you know they can beat, that's not helping them either.
So wait, hold up. When you're talking about like fighters dying in the like fighters like not being stopping, not like throwing the towel, right? Fighters literally died in the ring in the past. What are we talking about?
Exactly.
Ray Robinson killed somebody in the ring. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Like fighters do die in the ring. So like
exactly, boxing hacker, you agreeing? You're agreeing with Mr. Greg.
No. So here's the thing: when it comes to skill set. When it comes to skill, so when you say, fighters fought 15 rounds, fighters would say cannot fight 15 rounds. If you're saying, they're soft because they legally cannot fight those many rounds no more. Right? They legally cannot fight 2 weeks apart anymore as well. Because once you fight, you get suspended.
It has nothing to do with legality. That's just what the rules were changed.
But it has nothing to do about being soft either. Like, let's be real. No, if I fight today, I get suspended. What are we talking about?
No, you
fight, you get your boxing license suspended.
Damn, boxing hacker, you just be wanting to argue. We're saying since they're not able to do that anymore, right? I don't know what you arguing, but we're saying since they can't fight the 15 rounds, then this era has become softer because they're not fighting as brutally as they were before under those rules.
Not fighting as brutally. So they're
They're
softer
not
because the
fighting as
rules have
much
changed.
either.
I don't think that it's because
Yeah,
they're
I
not
don't know
fighting as
about that.
brutally. I
And a
think
lot of
that they
fights,
don't even have the will. I don't think
Yes.
they have the will to fight that brutally.
Also,
Like, I
remember
don't
one
see
thing.
the
Remember one
fire.
thing. Sugar Ray
Hold
Robinson.
on. Go ahead, Mr. Shelton.
Here goes hate.
I'm listening to my man Hacker, but he's not understanding that
No,
it's a different type of man. It's a different
Sugar
type
Ray
of
Robinson.
man today. This type of man Sugar Ray Robinson was doesn't exist anymore. Those men are gone. These dudes don't have to go through no adversity. These dudes ain't going through nothing tough.
People say Sugar Ray
different.
Robinson dug the Black Murderer's Road.
Let
Y'all,
him finish. Boxing Hacker, let Mr. Shelton finish.
God damn it! How do you get back on
Boxing
this?
Hacker, listen to me. I don't care what they say about Sugar Ray Robinson. He had over 200 fights. Over 200 fights.
well, no, he didn't.
Who
He
in
didn't
your
have- he didn't have over 200
atmosphere of
fights,
boxing
but
can even come close
yeah,
to that?
he well over 100. Yes, he had well over 100. He had over 200.
He had
Last
over
person
200
like
fights, boy.
Sugar Ray Robinson was James Toney. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get down to it, like James Toney was probably like the last of that cloth. You know what I'm saying? In terms
Exactly.
of mainstream boxing, that would fight anybody if you said his name.
Anytime,
all you had to do
anywhere.
was sign a contract. You know what I'm saying? Aside from
James
that,
Toney
a lot
was
of
the world
Go ahead.
champion. James
Well,
Toney was the
Ben
world
Venus, I
champion,
think Ben
still fighting
Venus
in
like
8-round
that.
smokers to stay busy.
That's my
I think Ben Venus was
that's my
fighting
guy
about it.
right there.
Y'all don't think Ben Venus would do the same thing?
No.
Hell no.
Not
But that I ain't, we ain't gonna take one fighter from this generation and skip
But
a bunch of
you
soft
just
ass
use
fighters
one
that you're
fighter.
not naming or that you
No,
can't
hold on,
name.
hold on. You just use
Benavidez
one
is just
fighter
one
for a
person.
different generation. What are we talking about?
Benny
You
Benavidez
literally
is
naming,
fighting with Morrell.
you literally just named Robinson. Y'all ain't even talking about Jake LaMotta. You literally just named Robinson, right?
We don't have to bring up the
generation.
many
We don't
names
have to
that
talk
were
about Jake
relevant back
LaMotta
then.
and Tony Canzaneri because all these dudes had over 150 fights. We don't have to talk about them because we already know they had it. We know they did it.
Exactly.
We watched. We know they did it.
Wait,
And Hacker, I did mention Jake LaMotta. I said the two fights that of the 6 fights that Ray Robinson had with Jake LaMotta, the
Yes.
first 2 was were
Yes.
within 2 weeks, and those were
Yes.
brutal
Yes.
15-round fights.
I think fighters of today are more skilled than fighters in the past. I do think Ray Robinson is an amazing fighter. Skill set wise, he's an amazing fighter. He fought a lot. He's a great fighter. You know, I don't even know how he lost to Jake LaMotta
Who you
one
think
time.
got more skills, Ray Robinson or Devin Haney?
Come on, don't ask him that.
I think
Don't
Ray
ask him
Robinson,
that.
just the offensive law, I would say Ray Robinson.
No
Ray
shit
Robinson,
like that.
Ray Robinson looks more skilled than Devin. Just the
So let me
offensive
ask you
law.
a question.
I think Ray
Hacker,
Robinson
since
is more
you
skilled
talking
than
about
all
his new school
fighters.
Ocean shit.
Like, his
Hold
skill
on, let
set
me
is
ask you.
very
Let me ask you a question. Stop talking for 1 second. Let me ask you a question. But since you're talking this old school new school shit, who wins at 147? Sugar Ray Leonard or Floyd Mayweather?
I will go with Floyd Mayweather. I would think he would win.
Of course you
Oh
would.
man, this
Of
is
course you would.
crazy, man.
I mean,
This
you
is
would never
wild.
know.
All right, y'all.
I mean,
Y'all hear the music
Ray
on.
Leonard
Give me
beat
y'all
his
last
dad. Yeah, he
feedback.
beat Floyd Senior, but I don't think he can beat
I
Floyd
got a
Jr.
headache, bro.
I don't think he can
Here's
beat
the
Floyd Jr.
question.
I
Here's
think
the
Floyd
you
Jr.
gotta
is
ask
better than
yourself,
Floyd
Hacker.
Senior.
This is what y'all gotta ask yourself. What would Floyd Mayweather do in round 13 or round 14?
What are you talking about? If are you talking
You
about
don't
12-round
know.
fight
Floyd can go 15
15-round
rounds
fight?
easily, dog, because he was
You don't know.
he had the real
Yeah, you don't
dedication. He
know
did the
because
old
You
school.
don't
Floyd can
know.
probably do all
Wood.
15 rounds. Floyd got a lot of stamina too.
But we know what Sugar Ray will do in round 14.
Who got more experience, Boxing Hacker?
More experience. Who are the two people you're comparing?
The niggas we talking about now, man. What's
Who got
wrong
more
with you?
experience
Yeah, who got more experience?
between Floyd and Sugar Ray Leonard?
Now you just trying to buy time. Answer the question.
Probably Floyd. I don't know. They both have a lot. They both fight since they were kids. Floyd, no, but Floyd's been fighting since he was
Yo,
like
this
5.
dude, I'm trying to tell you, this dude brain is wired different.
No,
I
what are
don't
y'all?
know who
What are y'all
raised this
talking about?
motherfucking apart.
First off,
I
there's
don't
no
know
way he
who
can
raised
prove
him and
one
why
to beat
he's
the
like
other.
this.
I would favor Floyd over Sugar Ray Leonard.
Bro,
Yeah.
the question is who has more experience? You think Floyd?
Yeah, probably Floyd. Yeah, Floyd been
How,
doing
Boxing
this.
Hacker?
Floyd doesn't.
Floyd has been competing and training since he was a little child. I don't remember what age. I don't remember what age Ray Leonard started, but I don't think he started when he was 5-6 years old. Floyd started when he was just like
Hacker.
a baby.
If they fought prime for prime, Hacker, if they fought prime for prime, Ray Leonard would knock him out.
Yeah, you can believe that. That's fine, but there's no proof either way. I would
He'll knock him
favor
out.
Floyd.
The likelihood.
I would
He'll
Floyd.
knock him out just like he knocked his daddy out.
Yeah, but Floyd Jr. is better than Floyd Sr. to me.
But the likelihood
Floyd,
of Floyd Jr. fighting Ray Leonard, Ray would probably beat Floyd Jr. and Sr. Well, he beat Sr., but he beat
Sr.
And in his prime.
I don't think so. Also, Floyd beat Hector
You
Camacho.
forget Ray Leonard was 5'10".
So I don't know. I think
Ray Leonard was 5'10" with a 74-inch reach. You forget that. Ray wasn't a little welterweight. He was a big welterweight.
Yo, Floyd beat Canelo. I still think Floyd Jr. would beat Ray Leonard. Floyd beat 3 pound for pound #1 fighters. Y'all realize that? He beat 3 pound for pound #1 fighters. Y'all forget that? He beat Patrick Holmes, a freaking anomaly. He beat Oscar De La Hoya, and he beat freaking Canelo. What are we talking about?
Listen to me. Simon Brown would beat Canelo. Simon Brown would beat Canelo.
Yo, Ray Leonard lost to Duran the first time, right? And they beat him the last 2 times, right? I don't think Floyd will have lost to Duran. I think Floyd is a smart fighter. I think Floyd
at 135. At 135, Roberto Duran would beat the brakes off Floyd.
Yes, I would still favor Floyd. I think Floyd's just a very smart fighter.
Do you think Floyd would be?
I can't fault you for that because you never saw Duran fight. Where's Duran? They were retired by the time you were 3.
Hector Camacho beat all
They were retired by the time you started watching boxing, so I can't be mad at you.
I think you guys are underestimating. Maybe you guys are immortalizing Sugar Ray. I can't see. Maybe but I don't see that way.
Wait. Did you ever see him fight live? Did you ever see him fight live?
That's Hector Camacho.
Did you ever see him fight live?
Hector Camacho, right?
All right, y'all.
No, I'm asking you.
He fought Hector Camacho live.
This nigga ain't listening.
He fought Hector Camacho live. I saw him live.
I'm about to shut down the show. I'm not gonna go around the panel tonight because I'm sleepy. So I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight.
Salute y'all.
Y'all ain't got to go home, but y'all got to get off of here. All right, y'all. Thank everybody for joining me tonight, coming up and supporting the channel. I know we didn't do the 2 cents today, but I promise to do it next time. Thanks to everybody that supported the channel tonight in the Cash App or in the Super Chat. Thank you to everybody that punched that like and subscribe button. Thank you for everybody that clicked that link. We didn't get no callers tonight. Maybe next time. I will be live again Friday, 6:30 p.m. Y'all can come join me again for my next show. Interesting topics tonight. Shakur Stevenson versus William ZEPEDA. As you can see, people got very opposing opinions about the fight. People talking about the fight. People anticipating the fight. People looking forward to the fight. And this is what Shakur Stevenson fans want. We want to look forward to some. Shakur Stevenson fans want to anticipate, be excited about something. We want a question mark by that fight. Could this style finally give Shakur some trouble? That's what we want to know. That's what we want to see. That's why this fight is so intriguing. Conor BENN versus EUBANK. Look, ever since the egg slap, I was like, all right, I'm going to watch the fight. They got me. But listen, if you don't want your host all in the videos, kicking you off the panel, muting you, leaving you in the background, timing you out the chat, come on over to 2 Cents Boxing. When we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion.